I see that I'm muted. Hey, everybody. Hey, y'all. Let's see who we got in the chat. We got a whole lot to talk about. Okay. I see I got a comment from, what time is it? Oh, it's about an hour or so ago, hour and a half. Let's see. Hey, I see y'all coming in. Hey. You know, I don't know. Do I want to stay on this camera or I want to switch my camera? Because I don't like how this looks. Auntie who? Hey, Brittany. Hey, LT. I see y'all coming in the chat. But let me go ahead and put my quick disclaimer out there. Everything that I say is alleged in my opinion. Okay. Just want to make that clear. Great. As soon as I get on live. I can't. I can't make this shit up. Anyway. P.S. Lovely says she would have been that big. I'm thinking she means that big, but small. All right, so y'all could tell by the thumbnail what we're going to be discussing tonight. And a lot of things has been circulating around Naziah Harris these past few days since I've been away. And I definitely was sitting back just collecting the data, collecting the information, going back and forth, trying to figure out what's actual factual and what's not. But for those that have seen the footage, the TikTok, not the TikTok, the Instagram and the threads and things like that, then you already know where I'm headed with this information. Now, I'm not saying that this is true. I'm just saying that this is what's circulating as of today. And the different pictures and photos and things like that has been posted by Naziah's so-called family, okay? Because I don't know who's behind this account. I don't know if it's really her cousin Janiyah Brooke and her friend Kayla. I don't know if it's actually them. But what I will say is a lot of things that has been posted on the Instagram, I haven't necessarily seen before. And it seemed like it's been several accounts, okay? Over the past year or so, or just years that Naziah has had access to, and other children as well. A lot of accounts has been deleted since then. And, even this particular account, I believe the name was changed because when you look up Naziah Harris 15, it's a whole nother name that pops up for that particular Instagram. Okay, so let me work my way down the comments. Let me welcome everybody to Spiritual Detective or Lady Icy if you're fancy. And hold on. While y'all still coming in, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna read this comment. Let me take baby girl to the. Alrighty, buttercups, I'm back. All right, so here on the screen, I have a comment from Kristen Huff. They said sometimes not right. Maybe we was given a little bit of misinformation. She had already given birth. One of those pictures, she was wearing a red shirt. She was kissing a baby, and it looked like she had a stomach in the pictures on her bust. She looks younger than some of them TikTok videos. And I do agree with that. Maybe Naziah was further along than we have been led to believe that she is. Maybe not. What I will say is, because I'm going to show y'all the video if it plays right, how the video compares to another video of Naziah. We know we've seen her dancing a lot. We know pretty much how she moves. That's what I was looking at, because this particular video has an older video of her dancing, and then the one where she has a pregnant belly right next to it, and you could kind of see the similarities in that video. Is really undeniable. So could the family be have lied about some things? Possibly. Do they know? Maybe. Only thing we can do is speculate based off the information that's being pushed out here. Okay, so hey, Negative Nancy, she says peace, peace, and blessings, y'all. Lady D, welcome, welcome. She say SD, where you at, shorty? The PI team. I was trying to hurry up, y'all. Negative Nancy say I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, hopefully she's back in. Hey, Karis. Hey, Noel. She says happy Easter. Happy Easter to everybody. Idra, same to you. K2 Hoop, how you doing, Bookie? Batman, hey friend. LT, she said, all right, now it's been a minute since I called live, and welcome, sister. Top flight to you. She said, hey, SD. Of course, Miss Brittany. Hey, how you doing, girl? Carrie says, hello, spiritual detective. Hello, Miss Carrie. Miss Sexy Ray. I got a mod in the chat. Shout out to you. I see what's the word for the day? Another mod in the chat. Shout out to you. Carrie says, I'm so sad. I have a clinical in the morning, so I'm going to miss this live. It's okay. You can always come back and catch the replay, okay? I know a lot of my subscribers catch just my replay, probably because of the time that I go live. I don't know, but I know most of you guys catch the replay. She says, have a good night. Tay Boney. Is it Tay Boney? I don't know. I always say Tay. Anyway, hey Tay. She said, hey, Miss Sibyl, how you doing? Happy Easter to you and your family. Okay, Negative Nancy, you say you back. Now let me go down to the bottom of the comments. Sorry if I missed some of you guys. Hello, Ms. Robin. Hey, Kirsten. But I'm going to go to the bottom of the chat and see what you guys have said. Hey, Ari. You say, why they doing all this extra shit? Just tell where she's at. I feel the same way. I definitely do, because it's like, what is going on here? Like, I feel like they trying to lead the public to believe that she is alive. That's why I have that posted on my thumbnail, because what are y'all trying to say? If y'all know where the hell she at, just say it. You know? Hey, Brian. Shelly. Okay, so happy Easter, Shelly Dragon. Arlene, good morning. She said good morning. So yes, the pages that I've seen, it's very clear that the pages is ran by her cousin Janiyah, her cousin Brooke, and her friend Kayla. Kayla is a few years older than the girls. I think she's about 16, and then you have Janiyah and Brooke, who are younger than Naziah. Okay. So she said, Batman, that's too much information. They only a family know. And remember, that lady said she's still alive. See y'all. And Trans, hey, she say hit that like button. She say she come in telling y'all to hit that like button. She know what to do. Hey, Takesha. She say SD gang. I love y'all. I love you too. She says, they all know what happened to her. At this point, like, I'm side-eyeing everybody. I ain't even gonna hold y'all up. Some of y'all might have caught my community post as well the other day. Not sure. I ain't even go back to check it because I was kind of heated when I wrote it. And I'm like, a lot of things that's coming into fruition. We got the the Evangelist Holiday Hart coming forward. We got the so-called allegedly the autistic guy who knew the family, who's claiming he doesn't know the family, coming forward. We got pictures circulating that we've never seen of Naziah. We got a video circulating that we've never seen of Naziah. We got, just a lot of things going on. A lot of information coming out to the public. And it's like, okay, did everybody know about this? I am just questioning this whole situation at this point. If she's alive, tell us she's alive. Tell us where she is. Of course they won't, right? It's too much like right. And then I stumbled across another news story where a young lady had been missing since January the 4th, I believe, of 2024 from New York. And her family just became aware that she was alive in Detroit, Michigan. What the hell is going on in Detroit, Michigan, y'all? What's going on? They had a funeral for this lady and everything. They had an autopsy done for this lady and everything. Turns out it wasn't even her. What the fuck? So I'm going to show y'all that too. Because this is not making no damn sense. It's not. Let me see. Hey, S. Dot. I see y'all coming in. Hey, Brit Dainty girl. Idris said, what you say, Idris? She said, I be praying that I wake up to some type of breaking news that she's been found. Well, I'm saying all this to say that it ain't too far-fetched, And I believe that, yes, that's what I'm saying, Lady D. She was found in Detroit. Okay. So you say Evangelist IEP. Yeah, it's crazy. So you feel that person doesn't know anything. They looking for attention. Possibly. So let me pull this up right here. So this is one of the videos that I found. I know that some people are saying that the Instagram has been deleted or taken down. I still have access to it, so you may be looking up the wrong name. Okay, but as far as I know, I was able to access the Instagram. It's still there. I did see a message where I believe it was Janiyah on Thread saying that the Instagram page was taken down, but I just checked it about 45 minutes ago and it was still there. Let me check it again while I'm talking. Yeah, I'm looking at a upload. They just uploaded 6 minutes ago. Okay, I'm keeping up with it. Even when I'm not on live and things like that, I'm keeping up with shit. Okay. All right. Now, so here is one. I'm not going to play the sound because it's got music in the background, but I want y'all to just pay attention to what's on the screen, okay? Oh, brother, hey, what's up? Ree, how you doing? She said Miss Delulu is her name on that app. You're on now. You'll see her in the pink shorts. Which app? Which app, Ree? Oh, wait, I missed the other message. She say, hey, the young lady on the thumbnail is not Naziah. She says she's not sure why people are using her videos saying it's Naziah. But then I got another, in the same breath, the person who's controlling the Threads page is saying that the other page is lying about it not being Naziah and they're stealing her photos and videos. So what's really going on? What is really going on? She says, I feel she was alive, gave birth, and is no longer with us. I feel the baby is alive. I also think DPD knows way more than they tell the public. absolutely is a whole bunch of information that we don't know that they are going to refuse to share with the public because it's an ongoing case, So it's just so much that they're going to share with us right now. She say they know who all in that house that had a period. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. So let me do this and I'm going to get back to the comments. So this is what had been posted over the past few days. Okay. Hey, Chocolate. Beautiful. She said, hey, beautiful AZ. Same to you, beautiful. So do y'all see, to me, the hand movements, the hips, and all of that looks like Naziah. But I'm going to pull up another one because I want y'all to see it side by side. Now, this is in no way, I'm just sharing to y'all what I see. Okay. I ain't saying if it is or if it ain't. I asked a question. Could Naziah be alive? Is it a possibility? Okay. You share your thoughts. You let me know what you think. As Dot say, I'm not sure what DPD knows because if they knew what we know, allegedly, there would be more folks in jail trying to get a bond. That's facts. It seemed like they letting a lot of people off. It seems like they only want Jarvis and Jarvis alone. Negative Nancy say if she really did pass in January, I doubt the baby made it. Would have been way too premature to survive, being she wasn't pregnant till last September at the earliest. That's what I was thinking. I thought that she could have been about 4, 5, 6 months tops. Right? That's what I was thinking. But could all of that have been a lie? She said, my nieces do the same dance. Hell, they all do the TikTok dances alike. I'm not saying that they don't do the TikTok dances alike. I just said it looked like her. That's all I said. Keish. Hey, TJ. Ty Beezy, what's going on? That's all I said. Just observing, Let me share this my TikTok with y'all real quick. Because we done seen that. Let's play it again for the ones that's just coming in. And let me share my other screen. She say I get look, because I don't know, Keish. I don't know what to think. It's just crazy. Because what I did was I sat there for like minutes and minutes and minutes. I just let the video kept replaying. And I'm like, damn, the hips look exactly like Naziah's. The hand motions look like Naziah. Ooh, her stance looks like Naziah. It's kind of hard to deny. That's all I'm saying. And I hope she is alive. Honestly, I do. I honestly do, so she can tell on their asses. Every last one of them. I hope she is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me go to TikTok. Then we can hit up Threads. That was the wrong one. Shit. me stop sharing it. Showing y'all all my DMs, all my personal business. So I'm just playing. Ain't nothing in there. Jordan says the pinky did resemble her pinky. She has had a distinct pinky bend. Okay, see what I'm saying? Jordan says the same thing. Something about that hand gesture just gives Naziah. Come on now. Say that's somebody trolling Red. Could be. Could be. Is it gonna stop us from speculating? Probably not. They know what they doing. They know people gonna be talking about it. You know. But just in case, we want to entertain it a little because I mean, if I felt like it was a possibility it could have been her, then I wouldn't entertain it at all. But I sat there and I watched it. And I came to my own conclusion. Keish says Naziah's hips were a tad bit wider, and with her being pregnant, I'm sure they will be more noticeable. But like you say, anything is possible. Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the video for y'all. For some reason. I hope they didn't remove it. Negative Nancy says 50-50 for her. She honestly go back and forth. Everything I want. Yeah. I could see. Yeah. It just being like, because I'm like, nah. KC Michelle, she says, hey, spiritual detective. Hey, girl. She said, do you think it's weird that these pictures and videos are now resurfacing? A distraction, maybe? I do think that part of whoever is uploading, like when I went and read some of the thread messages, it does seem like it could possibly be Janiyah, Brooke, or her friend Kayla. A lot of it seemed like Janiyah because she uploaded a lot of videos and pictures of her and Naziah in particular. But do I think that is weird all in all? Yes. But maybe Janiyah didn't have access to a phone. Maybe, maybe they're tired of being silent, because crazy ass Annette and them got a hold on them kids, something crazy that keeps them silent. Maybe she just want to bring awareness for her cousin. Maybe they just want to have an outlet to express. I don't know. But reading the threads, that's what it gives to me. Hey, the Coco G show. She said yes, but I don't think so. Anyone would allow her access to TikTok. She did say she was in CPS. Okay. Janiyah said that she was currently in CPS. Maybe she snuck a phone. Honestly, y'all, it's a lot. Okay. Good evening, 504. What's going on? Negative Nancy say every time you made a typo, did I read it right? I probably still read it right. Oh, every time you watching. Well, yeah, I still got the message. Brent say it looks just like her. Yeah. Batman says, has anybody ever seen a pic of Kayla or verified this Kayla chick exists in any type of way? I did go to her pages. That basement that she was dancing in could possibly be the same basement that Naziah was dancing in. So to me, it seems like the little girl is indeed a friend, but there was also a message on a thread by Janiyah stating that that same little girl, Kayla, is supposed to be testifying in October. Allegedly. Takesha said there was a young girl that's a known runaway online saying that Naziah was alive. Days later, she had that same character jacket on. What? I didn't start. thinking she a part of it. This case is stressful. Listen, girl, I'm gonna have to find that video. Send it to me. Send it to my Instagram or something. Cause what? That's crazy right there. I ain't seen that one. And I see a lot, but I ain't seen that one. Let me share this with you. It's finally working. Britt Dainty said this is weird. But I can't help but to think when Roxy mentioned niece. You know what? I thought about that earlier. I sure did. I don't think she said niece by mistake. She said niece because she knew some shit. And I'm going to keep believing it till I get a reason not to. All right. So if y'all can see this video playing on my screen clearly, it's got the old video, well, her latest video that she did here in the corner that I posted on my shorts some time ago, a few weeks ago, and it said that that was Naziah a few weeks leading up into her disappearance. Okay, to me, if you look closely, she looked pregnant in that video as well. But black on, you can kind of disguise a lot. But if you watch the bending area above the stomach and breast line, you can kind of see it. Okay, now in the bottom right corner is that other video of Naziah and Janiyah that have been circulating, where we can clearly tell by the way she hopped from side to side that she was pregnant. Okay, now the latest videos that they has posted on Instagram, and I think it was just Instagram in a story, is the one in the top right and the bottom left. Okay. I'm hoping it ain't skipping too bad. Oh, damn. I don't know if the sound playing. Shit. God damn it. Trying to stop the sound. No. No sound, no sound. Hopefully I don't get flagged, y'all. I'm gonna be pissed off about that. Okay, let me pause that. Hold up. Say the sound is down, but why is it still playing? Jordan says in the video you can see her face. She looks big in the belly. Yeah. Say someone wrote on a post, you will be surprised what's about to come out. This case is going to be big. It's more people involved. Well, y'all know we've already said since day one, there's a slew of motherfuckers that's involved, right? Family. And I've said from the very beginning too, the ones that we think are not involved are the main characters involved in this situation. Okay. I believe that. Now, is a lot more information going to keep coming out? Absolutely. I believe that as well. We just got to give it some time. What S. Dot say? She say, that's all I was saying because my daughters didn't spread either. I could barely tell they were pregnant, even in delivery. Wow. So y'all, what y'all basically saying is we can't really go off the wide hips like how we would normally do for some women, some girls. We can't really go off of that. I don't think that they're going to find Naziah. And I've said that as well. I know we got a lot of psychics and things that has made it clear that they are going to find Naziah unalived, or, I never believed that, because I feel like these systems is corrupt. I feel like there are people involved. I feel like there's a possibility that she can be being hidden right now. I feel like a lot of things. That's just me, though. You say the city was trying to take her property coincidentally sometime in 2024. That must have been Annette and them you talking about. Okay, somebody sending me something to my TikTok. I see you, Tay. Let me check that. Okay, so I don't know if y'all can see this video clearly, and I don't want to get blocked off of YouTube, so I need the sound to not play. But again, if y'all haven't seen it, y'all can definitely go to TikTok if you can't see it clearly. And really look at her mannerisms and things like that. To me, it looks very similar. If you look at her leg area right here, it looks the same. So if this is not Naziah, they found somebody that got her identical body shape. Identical. I hate that they why did they block the face? I'm still not understanding that. Like, I don't have the sound playing for a reason because I can get flagged on YouTube. So the sound is not playing on purpose, but that's beside the point. Okay. The point is the video. Okay. We want to be able to see the video. Let me check my messages real quick. Say, I don't get why the body wasn't found. They are not that smart to hide a body. Like, I feel like that too, especially under pressure. But being as though they did have a lot of time to move the body, put the body elsewhere, ship it out of state if possible, if she was unalive, anything of that nature. They had a lot of time to do it. They had 30 days damn near. We know for a fact before DPD got the case. Because we know Detroit Public Schools damn sure wasn't trying to look for nobody. Okay. I was really thin when I had my daughter, and I didn't show until 6 months. I literally hid a pregnancy of mine until I was about almost 6 months. So it's possible. Now, if my family knew I was pregnant, they sure ain't let me know. But I was definitely wearing some big sweaters and shit. And I didn't gain a lot of weight at all. So it's possible. Now, obviously, when you're further along, like 8-9 months, that's hard to hide. But I had a cousin that was very, very thin, and she hid her pregnancy to almost 9 months. So she went into labor, actually. That's when they found out. So it's possible. Okay. Go back. This may be a better one. No, I think I showed y'all this one already. It's okay. I'm not going to do that one. I know this is not her, so I'm not even going to see. And I'm going to show y'all the difference. I'm going to show y'all this one because I want y'all to see the difference from, because that same page did post a girl that was pregnant. But you could tell that it's not Naziah because of the belly ring mark. That's what makes it different. Red says she went 9 months. No one knew she was pregnant. See? It happens. We got 2, 3, 4 in the chat, y'all. We got bushwatchers and everything going on. Won't y'all hit that subscribe button or even that like button? All right. So look, this is one that was on the page too. Nah, that body and hips don't move nothing like Naziah. She has absolutely no sauce. Okay. I don't think that one is questionable. You see? The way Naziah move when she dance, she do it like effortlessly. Like it's just she know what she be doing, So this ain't giving that. And then you pay attention to that belly mark, that's not her. That's the only reason I'm gonna show that. Okay. Now, let me check my messages. So I just got a message from Tay. She say, are these 13-year-olds dancing that we are comparing to Naziah? That's another a video that they had posted to the Instagram. So that's why a lot of people are saying that there's a troll page. But then on Threads is we getting another message. So it's like I feel gaslit. I feel like they playing with my emotions at this point, actually. But is this 13-year-olds that I'm particularly comparing to Naziah? No. I don't know that many 13-year-olds to compare to Naziah. That's just something that was on circulating on the internet. You say, so why didn't they hide the shoes and clothes with the body instead of scattering them in the field? Not that smart at all. And y'all, I paid attention. I went and listened to Roxy again. She said she found Naziah's shoe on a tree branch. And then she described the location. She said it was like an old, like not even field, an old golf course. She said it wasn't on 7 Mile, it was on Berg, the street Berg, not at the cross street of 7 Mile and Berg. She said on Berg. It's only one building on Berg across from a possible golf course. It's like an old house. It looked like an old house. It don't make sense. Like I went to Google it and stuff. It still don't make sense. But anyway, how she find it on a tree branch right out of the blue? Like it don't make sense. Okay, she said, hey, SD, did you see the comment on that page that said that those pictures were stolen and that yes, I seen it. I seen it. But that's what I'm telling y'all. I also see something different going on Threads. But anyway, somebody just sent me this video. So we about to watch it. Maybe they saying the same thing that y'all saying, that it's a fake page, blah, 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 you know. Let me just see. Okay, hold on. I think that's exactly what they want us to do. Be confused about every damn thing. That's what I feel like.
And another girl by the name of Brooke, which is one of their friends. So I did a little digging. I went back to see when this Instagram page was actually. Now, you guys, we have a very strange update in the case of Naziah Harris. So there is an Instagram page by the name of Naziah Harris 15 that has been circulating. If you look at the bio of that Instagram, it says that it is being ran by Janiyah, which is Jarvis and Shannon's daughter, and another girl by the name of Brooke, which is one of their friends. So I did a little digging. I went back to see when this Instagram page was actually made. And as y'all can see, it was made in March of this year, but the Instagram name has changed 5 times. Now, at first, I thought this was probably a troll, somebody who just got their videos from some Instagram account. But y'all, this person is posting pictures and videos of Naziah that we've never seen. Not only that, y'all, the comments are absolutely crazy. Now, in the comments, the person who is saying that they are Janiyah, we're going to say allegedly because we don't know, she said, yes, my dad will come pick us up and we will go to the basement with them. In these comments, she also said that her dad's friend was also creepy as well. She also said that her family knew about Naziah being pregnant. Now, the reason why this is so important is because she actually posted the picture of somebody pregnant on her story. Now, we don't know if this is Naziah, but she posted this and said, found this in the camera roll. Now, for some reason, I feel like she may have gotten a hold of Naziah's phone. So what's crazy to me is this person, whoever it is that's pregnant, it looks like they're a child and their stomach is big. So if this was Naziah, it looks like she was about 6 to 7 months pregnant. Now, y'all, I don't know if this is the real page of Janiyah, but if you go look at this Instagram, it is completely heartbreaking. She's saying that her dad did things to her as well. And y'all, it puts me in the mind of Naziah so much because it's almost like she's crying out for help. Y'all, my heart goes out to any child that's in this household. And I think that we still have to remember that Naziah still has not been found. Now, y'all, comment below and let me know your thoughts on this. Do you believe that this is the real Instagram page of Janiyah? Or do you think that somebody may have gotten a hold of their old videos and pictures? Y'all, I truly think that it's one of the kids in the house and the parents don't know that they got a hold of that phone and they don't know that they're posting pictures of what might be Naziah pregnant. Now, another thing I have to ask is, if Naziah was this far along, should Jarvis also be charged with unaliving that baby? Comment below, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on this. Now, you guys, we have a very strange update in the case of Naziah Harris.
Okay. So I see Britt Dainty, she said, as that, of course not, but that's more than enough. The preliminary hearing. A trial is when they have to prove unalive, right? And I think they gonna have a hard time proving that she was actually unalive. Now, everything else, maybe so. They're gonna find something to stick though. Are the kids still in the house? Well, according to Janiyah, they are not. According to Janiyah, she said they didn't give us much of Shannon and Jarvis's text. I bet they was talking about it after and just not saying that publicly. I agree, Negative Nancy. They got a whole lot of, I'm sure they did a lot of talking, because what we do know is that Jarvis made a lot of phone calls that night. A lot. And a lot of people wasn't answering. You know, a few times they answered, but they wasn't on the phone long. I think one of his phone calls was like 4 minutes long at the longest that they showed. That was it. So he said, always saying she was alive. We want to believe that. He said, I can't remember exactly what he's charged with, though. I believe he should be charged for the baby as well. Yeah. I believe it's Roxy behind this. She made a fake page, Shannon page, and she did have Naziah's phone. Right. She did admit that she had Naziah's phone. So even then, so it still sounds incriminating to me, because what do you have her phone for? Shouldn't that be like with evidence? Why do you have the phone? That's what be pissing me off about Roxy, doing dumb shit, saying dumb shit. Like, why did you even tell the public you found her belongings? Why are you telling people you was given the phone? Like, why? Shit, stupid. Say, no, that's not that baby. What's up, Auntie Mo? Yeah, this whole case pissed me off too, low key, Jordan. I ain't even gonna lie. It really do. I don't believe that nobody knew. Period. I believe everybody knew. How is it that Kenneth wasn't mentioned until somebody stumbled across Kenneth's page, but everybody know Kenneth? Everybody know Kenneth was around the children. Everybody know Kenneth deal with pedos. Nobody knew. That didn't sit right with me. That didn't sit right with me at all. But anyway, let me see what else I got here. Say it's Janiyah. She's in CPS posting all this stuff. I feel like somebody trying to tell, but don't know how to tell. And then that motherfucking so-called evangelist Kenneth basically said that we need to check with Vari. Vari know where Naziah at. If you can't get an abortion after 6 weeks because they consider it to be a baby with a heartbeat, then he should absolutely be charged. Well, you can get an abortion after 6 weeks, right? I think it's after 6 months. I know a lot gonna come out at trial, but you know, we all see the same thing circling on the internet. We all bothered by it. We can have a conversation about it, you know. Say, why would Roxy have the phone? Why is she so enmeshed in this case? Right. It makes no sense. She says Roxy started to look more involved. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. So thank you for that, Tay. Got your message, Bookie. Let me go back. Because I need to show y'all this news clip as well. It's not Naziah Harris related, but it kind of gives you an idea of the extent that some of these so-called detectives and things like that will go to claim that a person is indeed unalive, and how funeral homes could be involved, police departments can be involved, systems, okay? Nothing past 16 weeks. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Who's still taking care of her? Is she alive? Why would we assume that she's not being taken care of by somebody that knows where she's at? If somebody is aware, okay, just hypothetically speaking, say somebody was hiding Naziah, that would mean that somebody is caring for her, or she's in a situation where she's being cared for. Until we have a body that proves concrete, this is what happened to her, she's definitely unalive, we could speculate a million ways. Honestly. Would it all make sense? No. But people's imaginations can go wherever they please. That anyone seen the missing baby mama with her baby? Now, I've heard that she has returned back to her family after 6 months of missing. So y'all answer me this. Where was she at for 6 months when everybody was looking for her? And her family had no clue where she was. Where was she at? Who was caring for her? Right? Yeah. So it's kind of like nothing's too far-fetched with this case. It's just not. Say exactly, she has no baby. Hey, Carmen. I see somebody, my mom say, hey, Carmen, I must have missed you coming in. But hello to everybody just joining the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know where you're from if you don't mind. She say 6 months is a long time for a teen to be with a newborn, to be gone. I don't think she was with her newborn, because Vari say he cares for the baby. Right? Mississippi. Shout out to Mississippi. Vari says that he cares for the baby and that the mother was on drugs. Allegedly. Okay. Let's go on over to threads really quick. Negative. Say Vari and the baby and the pig together. ATL by the way of Chi-Town. Shout out to the Chi ATL. All right. D. Beaumont says maybe witness protection. That crazy church. Child. Don't get me started on that demonic ass church. Because I don't put it past them either. Got a point. Girl. Like, how come we just finding out someone related to the case went missing for 6 months? Nothing adds up. And it's like, where the fuck was she? You went missing for 6 months and just popped back out the blue? What's really going on? But I do believe it's someone very connected to her. Okay, right. You say, I think it's a troll page from an adult. Could be. Could be. Coco says, so Jarvis messed with Janiyah and their friend. That's what it's given. And that's what I believe I read, if I'm not mistaken. Said her daddy hurt her and the friend Kayla and Naziah and tried to hurt Brooke. I believe Brooke is the one that got up on the stand and told what had happened and what she had seen happening to Naziah. Allegedly. Okay. Say, oh yes, Janiyah is absolutely putting out information because she's seen and knows so much. It's a lot for her to process, as I could imagine, as we all could imagine, right? You're used to being with this person, your cousin, who's more like a sister, every single day, and then one day she just disappeared, and you have no clue where she is, but all the adults do. Just imagine, right? Britt says, did y'all see the picture of Shannon wearing a shirt with the same logo as the freezer? Oh, hell no, I didn't. Where that say, girl? Did I miss it? It's on Threads. Okay, so for those that are still questioning, according to this page here, Janiyah and her siblings are allegedly in CPS. Last I heard, which was several weeks ago, that they were not in CPS. As of a few days ago, they are. Okay. So she says, so is Kayla supposed to be the third victim that reported him for touching him at the party? No, Kayla is their neighbor that stayed up the street from them. I don't know if she stayed from up the street from them currently or at their old house on the same street, which is Bedford, or the house where Annette and them moved to on Bedford. Not sure, but she said that she's a neighbor and she's been friends with Naziah for quite some time. Chosen Gang, what's up? Chocolate says the police and FBI can track that phone. They sure can. And I believe they see a lot of the same things that we see. It's just a matter of time for it come out. She said, do TikTok make people verify who they are if reported as a fake page? I know Facebook does. Yes, I believe Instagram does too. I do too. I believe Instagram does. Jordan says it was a whole ass walk in a hospital freezer. Walk-in hospital freezer at the right. I was looking at the size of that freezer. That damn freezer is enormous. Do you see it compared to the people standing next to it? And how massive that shit was? You could fit a body in it, literally. But my thing is, what the fuck do they need it for? Why? Somebody need to explain that. He's saying allegedly on January 8th, the day before the missing, Monster made them all take a shower together, allegedly. Child, who said that? Britt Dainty says probably Lady. I'm not leaving her out either. Me either, Lady D. Me either. Coco G Show says, I wish they didn't put Kayla's name out there, being she is a minor. Jarvis was bold messing with kids outside of that family. He was bold messing with all the children. I feel like any child that he had access to, they were not off limits. You know, he did not have a respect the child when it came to that. You know, it's sick, but Kayla has made it known on her own at this point, if she has access to this page because she's even introduced herself. I believe it was on Instagram or Thread as her being Kayla or Janiyah or whoever else is behind this page. They said this is Kayla. You know, she's a victim in the situation. She's going to, you know, get on the stand and tell her story against her dad. So, yeah. But you guys definitely go and check that out. Now, let me show y'all a quick message of this quick video of this news clip that I found. It's not Naziah Harris related, but I just want y'all to see how things could potentially be and how sometimes they can be wrong, or sometimes the news can be misleading, or, you know, forensics or whatever the hell. Okay. Where did I put it at? I just thought this was interesting. So I said, let me play this for the people. So you believe Jarvis got Vari too? Shit. Honestly, I think a lot of people got these children before Jarvis even got a hold to them. That's what I believe. I believe that Jarvis was like the third or fourth person. You said, who is Lady Real Mother? Where did Lady come from? They say, according to her family, they say that Annette is her mother. Do she have a different father from the rest of the children? Yes. Is she the child of the SA situation with Annette? No, that's what I was told. Do they know who Lady's father is? I was also told no. Do I believe that nobody knows in their family who Lady's father is? I don't believe that either. You know, I think somebody absolutely do know. Kenya might know. Kenya might know. She knew Kenneth, and she was close with Annette. Like they say, bestie cousins with Annette. She know who Lady Daddy is. Okay, now this is just something I wanted to play for y'all again. This is not Naziah Harris related.
Her family is navigating an emotional journey after learning their sister, who
She say Annette is supposedly, but I want to see proof. Yeah. She said, I was wondering why the baby Shannon went to have DNA tested on January 24th is now having the results held due to criminal investigation. She says, is Lady the oldest of Annette's kids? No. I believe Anthony Gamble is. Annette's maiden last name is, she's a Gamble. Okay, for those that don't know, she's a Gamble. Harris is a married name, and she's been married a few times.
and living in another state. One Rochester family is navigating an emotional journey after learning their sister, who officials declared dead last February, is actually alive and living in another state. Isabel Garcia spoke with one of the siblings as they continue to search for answers and change. Isabel.
Yes, good evening to you, Teresa. Janiyah Hopkins tells me it was back in 2021 when the family actually filed a missing persons report for her sister, Shanice Cruz, concerned after she left 2 children behind and cut off all communication with the rest of the family. Then in April of last year, the family was informed by police their sister died on Hudson Avenue. Fast forward 6 months later, Janiyah received a Facebook message from a stranger in Detroit showing a photo of Shanice taken that very morning.
It's a wild, emotional roller coaster.
Janiyah Hopkins is trying to make sense of a very unusual situation. In 2021, the family issued a missing persons report for her sister, Shanice Cruz, after she had cut off all communication and seemingly disappeared. Then in April of last year, police informed the family Shanice had been found dead in an empty lot off of Hudson Avenue near Nash Street. The autopsy report showed it was an overdose with high levels of cocaine in the system, not typically what Shanice was involved with.
Reading the autopsy was traumatic. It's one thing to hear it, you know what I'm saying? But then it's another thing to actually read it. And then her name is attached to it. So we thinking this is how she died.
Janiyah tells me no one was allowed to view the body because it was so badly decomposed, also prompting a swift cremation. The family held a memorial service and funeral last summer. Then in November, Janiyah received a shocking message from a person she did not know from Detroit.
The first message is, ma'am, with the picture of my sister, ma'am, I'm concerned. Your sister is not dead. She just volunteered at my event today.
And this is just a random message.
Just a random message.
Immediately attempting to get to the bottom of what was going on, Janiyah connected with the medical examiner's office where they assured her dental records were a match. She was not convinced and an investigation got underway.
We went the next day. They wanted my youngest sister because her and Shanice has the same mom and dad, and then they wanted her son. So both of them went and they did a DNA test. And when the results came back, they said it wasn't a match. So
this confirming it was not Shanice Cruz. The weight of all that happened continuing to cause emotional distress to the family.
We dealt with the ashes and stuff. We put them in necklaces, and we mixed my mom with this stranger. Yes.
In a statement to News 8 concerning the situation, the county says, quote, the Monroe County Office of the Medical Examiner uses industry standard scientific methods to identify remains of deceased individuals in a timely manner and make appropriate notifications to families. Due to restrictions on the disclosure of information contained in the records of the Office of the Medical Examiner, we are unable to comment on specific cases, end quote. The family is now seeking legal representation.
Yeah, they wanted the ashes back. He did say that, you know, we can compensate you for everything that y'all spent on the memorial, which I said on the cremation and stuff. But when my family was like, no, we need to get a lawyer.
What would you say to your sister right now?
I love her. I've been angry I'm still angry. I don't think I'm gonna ever get over the anger, but I know how it feels. I'm sorry. I know how it feels to think that she was dead, and that I just want her to know that whatever we had going on, it doesn't even matter. Like, I love her. That's it. That's all I would want her to know.
Now, since there's no communication with
Interesting.
Shanice nor social media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Anyway, it's no
family has not been
communication
able to
with.
connect with her.
It's no communication. They haven't been able to connect with her, is what it's saying at the end. Okay. So I thought that was an interesting story. Like y'all say, you say she got a hell of a lawsuit. Clearly we see the type of mistakes that I know this is not identical to Naziah's case, because for one, this is going to trial. You know, it was different with how they claim to have found their sister or her sister. So I know it's a lot of it's differences. But what I'm saying is, isn't it crazy how they've been thinking for the past year that their relative has been gone? They had a funeral for her. They supposedly got her cremated and mixed her with their mothers, and it wasn't even her, and she is alive. Mind you, they said to begin with that the DNA test results matched when they so-called found their relative. They claimed that she had basically did a drug overdose or whatever the case was. So you say, yeah, to see the difference is it was a body, right? Say, who body is that then? Devastating. They don't know who body it is, but the funeral home wanted the ashes back, but they already mixed them with their deceased mothers. But they made a horrible mistake. Again, Naziah body has not been discovered. That was my whole point. Like, mistakes can be made, things could be made up, things could be forged, things could be faked. Okay, I know we can't. I know a lot of things could be fake. I ain't saying like the text messages is fake, the pinpoint point, the where he was so called at the time that Naziah went missing that night. I ain't saying none of that's fake either. But I don't. What if it wasn't Jarvis that had his phone? What if it's somebody else that had his phone? These are the thoughts that I think until the trial come. Yes, I know when the trial come, we'll know more. But these are just some of the thoughts that I think. But I thought that was an interesting story, so I wanted to share that with you guys, and being the fact that they found her, whoever sent that picture of the sister to her sister, they found her in Detroit. They found her in Detroit. So I don't know what's going on in my city. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. No, what they connected with, it's just crazy. What the heck? The hell? Hold on, y'all. All righty. Let me go read a few more comments. And then we're going to get into this exclusive interview by MTGV. Okay, so she have some interview she did with Marquetta's boyfriend. We're going to get into that in a minute. Let me check these comments really quick. It says 1023. Say you'll be livid. Yeah, that's crazy. The date of the fight was 11/2. Talking about with Naziah. When Naziah said that same day. So file for support. Loss of words right now. Yep. Say, so when did it become a trend for all these incompetent ass employers are not being held accountable for all these effed up involving people? Real goddamn weird as fuck. Yeah. Weird ass. Q says, I'm starting to think Jarvis will get off. The charge of him murdering Naziah may not stick. It's too much reasonable doubt. I agree, Q. I agree. They gotta have some stone cold facts to prove that. But yeah, that's the thing. Without the body, it's like he can text anything, But if they don't have, did they have video footage of him purchasing the antifreeze? Things like that would make more sense to me. TJ says, Naziah did say she hates when Janiyah comes with them because she does too much. So I think on Mark D Live, he said 11/2, but I probably am wrong. I don't understand how Shannon hasn't been charged with child endangerment at the least. Well, she being investigated for something if her children are in CPS. Allegedly. Now I hope this play right. That the more people muddy the waters, the more reasonable doubt comes in. Yeah. Say, what makes everyone think DPD don't have a body? And they just can't release that information to the public. You know, Britt Dainty, why would it be a secret? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would they want to keep Naziah's body discovery a secret? We knew Kimani when they found Kimani's body. You know what I mean? Like, why? Why not tell us? Why make it seem like they don't have a body at the preliminary hearing? Why? They had her body that will be public knowledge. That's what I'm thinking. Because who the hell are they to not tell the public or the family that they have a body? And why would the family let this drag on so fucking long if they know that there's a body? Not to anybody in particular, but I'm just saying, I'm just thinking, like, what if the family knew and like, no, at this point, we will have to know. The public say he possibly could get by with Naziah, but prayerfully these other charges will stick. I feel like some charge will stick. Do I think what they're trying to pin on him without a body? I don't think the murder charge is going to stick. Say if they had her body, it would be public knowledge, right? Ankh says because they can't do that. She says because they can't do that, they cannot say she is a missing person, then found the body and not tell the public. It don't work like that. Okay, right. Now that she's in protective custody, they won't tell us. Okay, but Kim Worthy said they're going to charge him even without the body for murder. So why would she get on national TV and say what she said without having stone cold facts?
So that's the house that she moved from. The house next door to them. Nobody
I'm not
talking about.
Oh no. Let me go. Let me change this screen, y'all. I ain't even fit to deal with that. Where's my other phone at? So I can see our comments. Let me pull this up on my other screen because I don't want no interruptions listening to this. No, ma'am. Where's my YouTube? Okay, I'm gonna go to my playlist. Let me see. You say he was the last one who was with her in trances. Yep. Make sure y'all, if you can, help me meet my live goal. If you want to support without making a payment or anything like that, you can always hit the like button, share, hit the subscribe button. Okay, turn on the notification bell so you can catch me when I'm live as well. Okay. I appreciate all of your support. This is pissing me off. Say she wouldn't be in protective custody with the murking charge. Makes sense, Coco G. Yeah. Makes sense to me. Should have told you audio isn't best for this one, but it gets better. I know part of it too is my damn computer too. So I'm gonna just go to the laptop, and if it still persists, then y'all just gonna have to bear with the sound. Put two and two together. I put the captions at the bottom. But one thing we gonna do is watch this video. All right, I got it pulled up. Let me share my screen, and we on and popping.
That was next door to where Devin be at.
And speaking of that, I almost forgot about that. So the first house before they moved, the house next door to them, nobody is talking about this. I don't know why. And I'm starting to put a lot of shit together. So Jarvis got a gun charge, right? And had to go in. I witnessed that situation. He got a gun charge because it's a slow person that lives next door to that house. And he's a pedophile in a way. He was talking to Naziah. And this is a whole different pedophile from all the other pedophiles they just brought up. Like, he was talking to Naziah. So a situation happened where they was basically keeping Naziah from talking to him and him from talking to Naziah. And he was off or whatever. But it was a situation where he ended up messing or saying something inappropriate to one of Shannon's daughters, the youngest daughter that she has. Said something to her, and it blew up where Jarvis found out, and then he came over that day, bringing my mans with a gun or whatever, all other kind of stuff. He was mad because the boy was trying to talk to his daughter, and at this time I didn't, know too much about Jarvis to even judge him. But now I think about it, I'm like, nigga, you got me mad because somebody tried to touch your kids, and you either do it to your own kids or you do it. Like,
We don't know if he was mad about it being his kid or because he touched him and he wasn't touching him. You know what I'm saying? Like them his women.
Weird.
Right. Hold on, because I did hear about how old is this guy you're talking about?
Oh man, he got to be like in his high 20s, maybe 30 something now, because that was a little while back. So he got to be in his 30s.
Do you know his name?
I probably could find out.
Yeah, we need his name. And it's
because
wait a minute.
He basically kind of got into a fight with Jarvis on that day, but Jarvis basically kind of like put the gun up. Then he was still trying to beat on him, but he told him to go in the house. So the dude went in the house, but Jarvis took his ass inside his house behind him.
What?
And then started whooping on him.
So, whoa.
He started whooping on him. So I jumped out the car and went to, they was basically still like kind of in their front door. And I just grabbed him, because Jarvis skinny, I just grabbed him and pulled him off the porch and told him, you can't be doing shit like that. I can understand you mad, but you're not about to go in a house. Like, you told him to go in the house, you know, like, I don't care who he is. If I see something wrong, I'm going to at least try to put my part in there. But yeah, I felt like he was being highly disrespectful when he went in the house. So I didn't even have to really go in the house to get him out, because that's how close they were to the front door. But you step past that threshold. No, you can't do that, bro. And you told him to go in the house, and he did it, and you still want to go in after him. So I yanked him on out of there. And by that time, the police came. He got his name, took it down, and he, like, low-key disappeared on some slick shit. Like, he got on that same block, he knows some people that live across the street from there, a little farther down towards the corner. He got, like, family members, either they family members or they just long-time people that he know. But we all sitting there on the porch because they trying to figure out what's going on between the two houses and what happened or whatever. They tell him that he had a gun, so that's how he got the gun charge. So they tell him he got a gun, and this and that. They never, flunked the gun. Then they got distracted because one of his cousins or whoever lived on that block hopped on a bike, went around the corner, and shot the gun in the air, which made the police, scurry off and go see what the problem was. And then he left.
So, what? Oh my God, wait a minute though, that was a lot right there. And so, where exactly is this house? How many houses or how far down from Annette? Is it the same block?
It's the same street. It's all right. So the first house that they was in, it's the same street as the new house, but they're on two different sides of the main street.
Okay.
I can't remember what's the name of that main street there.
Is it closer to the older house or the new house?
What, the main street?
No, the house that Jarvis went in where this other guy that was at.
No, that's so the house that he went in is the house that's next door to the old house.
Oh, is that the house? And that's not the house that Devin be at.
No. So the house that Devin be in, they live next door to the new house.
Okay. So house one had. Okay, so house number one had this guy living in that Jarvis jumped on and got the gun charge for. House number two, Devin lives next to, and the guy that do her hair.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why he got his gun charge at that. So Naziah was connected with this, and so he was how did he even find out about this gun?
Unless he got another gun charge, that's the only charge I can think of that got him a gun charge, because they told the police that he had a gun. They never found it, but they told him.
Now, do you remember what month this was? Was it in the winter, summer? What was it?
I would say more of summer. I can't tell you if it was like fall, summer, or spring. But it wasn't no snow. I know it was, yeah. We didn't need coats or anything outside, so yeah.
What year was this?
This had to be at least almost 3 years ago.
Oh, so it was a couple years before Naziah went missing.
Yeah. No. All right. Yeah, you're right. It was like at least a year.
So what y'all thinking so far of what we just heard from Marquetta's boyfriend in regards to the gun charge that Jarvis got? Let me look at some of these comments. It says, because I like saw the PDF is how that family normally function. They never banked on their dysfunction being public. It was a long history of it. Right, oh brother. Right. You say, didn't he say before he didn't even speak to Jarvis because he's saying weird, he clout chasing. Now, I definitely did think about that Britt Daty when I heard him speaking about Jarvis. He told me, I'm not told me. He said that they didn't have too much communication. I think he said he bought some, some smoke from him about one time or something like that, but ain't bought it since. And then that was it that I remember. They didn't have too much communication. Lady D said little crust lip Tyrone knows a lot. He's willing to talk to anybody who paying. Okay. Gianna says, I'm in Flint, Michigan, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard the kids were staying at Wiley's Children's Center under protective custody and not with the foster family. Could be. I haven't heard that, but I'm going to keep that in mind. And Nancy, I think so. Also, they is someone that, keeps making these clowns look more and more guilty. All right, let me go back. So I got a couple of more videos. That an antifreeze is a sweet taste.
Let them know.
The canines. I wonder if it's mixed with a drink. Would it apply to humans?
I can't remember exactly what you said.
Well, I know that I had said something like y'all was living with a net for a year because that's kind of how you made it sound.
Yeah. See, I didn't see, and that's the thing. I didn't go into detail on it. But so when I met her, I had my own place. I was in my place completely, but I was basically staying with my uncle. But that was a few blocks away from my job. And when I met her, it was in the wintertime. So it really doesn't make sense for me to go way east when I say west and already have a house west. Now I will go over there and spend time. And then before you know it, but I didn't instantly just start going over there. He was when we met on the Facebook. She went to the hotel, and then that's another thing. I think I got a little mixed up due to the information that's been put out there. I'm just now figuring out that it was a Crust Hotel. If I'm saying that right?
The Park Crest Hotel.
Not the whole. Yeah, I'm guessing now that's the hotel, but not the hotel that was next door from that auto shop.
Right, across the street is a travel lounge or something. They called a trafficking in, and then they had a Park Crest lounge that he actually checked into on Harper Woods.
Yeah, see, at first, at that time, I thought he was at the other hotel. Not saying he don't go to that one, but we didn't go to the Park Crest Hotel. We went to the one that's across the street from his shop.
Oh, okay. So when you first met them, you said on a Facebook thing, but was that a dating app through Facebook then?
Yeah, at that time, I did nothing really at this moment, nothing but work and go home, take care of my life business. So I thought this Facebook, because I'm barely on Facebook like that, I thought the Facebook dating app was a new thing that they put on there. Because when I checked it, oh, they got a little dating app on there. So let me see how this is. I don't be really out and about meeting nobody, so maybe I'll meet somebody on here. Never tried the little dating thing out before, so I already been on Facebook for years. I feel a little comfortable trying that out. So that's what I did. And I ran across a lot of people, but ran into her, and it would seem like it was like hitting off. I don't really look at people and be like, you ugly, or you're not my type. I try to look past that. Look for other things. How you treat me, how can I treat you, what can we do for us to do better in life. But things was kind of like hitting it off in a way. We chilled a lot. She would come over my place if she could. If she couldn't come over my place, if I felt like going that way, I'd go that way. So maybe a month or two of just coming to my place, and because at first it was just within the first 2 months it was just either coming to my place or I go to her like a hotel, like the one I was explaining. That's mainly where we would go if I went east side. I would never really go to her house because they had a lot of kids, which was understandable at that time for me. Like, you got a lot of kids at the house. I ain't trying to deal with all that either. So that's how that kind of happened. And they eventually, I think her son or somebody was having a birthday party, and that was like my first time going that way and actually meeting the family and stuff like that.
Now, let me ask you something. That birthday party, is that the one that they got circulating where she ran up to Jarvis like, you're supposed to be part of the family and you got to quit acting?
I think that happened a year before I even came into the picture. I'm not too sure exactly what year that is, but from Zaire, the way he looks a lot younger than he does now. So I'm thinking that was a little bit before I even met them.
Now,
I wasn't even around at that time.
Was that a Nets house that you would go to? Or?
Yes, that house that she was staying at that time.
Okay, well, go ahead, I'm sorry.
But when I got there, I did see the freezer, and she kept it locked. And sometimes she would unlock it, but I'm not there all the time, and I'm not in the house like 24/7 to see or hear what's going on. But when I did, first time going over there, I did see the refrigerator and stuff. And I'm like, okay.
But wait,
I didn't think nothing of it.
I want to make sure we talking about the same thing, because we were talking about the birthday. So I'm trying to figure out the house that they were having that party at. Is that a Nets house that you were going to? Is that the house she was staying in last? Huh?
Yeah, when I met them, that's the same house. The refrigerator's in the same spot. That's the same doorway, same table. They sitting at. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not too funny for that question. You says he's slow. That's a serious question. My thing is, based off the picture that we seen Shannon and Marquetta in when they was at the bowling alley, and it appeared that it was the boyfriend of Marquetta who's now talking on this interview. It was him in the background behind them. So I'm trying to figure out why he's still dealing with them, or if he's just dealing with them to have some inside information. Like, what is the point? and they can make sense. It don't make sense, child.
Because I was just
recently moved from that house, though.
They recently had moved from that house at that time?
Yep. I can't remember the exact time they moved from that house, but I give it a little over a year now that they moved from that house and moved down the street.
Okay, so that's what I... Go ahead.
If I can explain this one part, because a lot of people get it wrong.
Okay, yeah.
I don't even know if that's... I don't know if that was Naziah in that picture walking back home from the bus stop thing. I'm not even sure, because I'm not sure if it's
Now, remember, we did have a long conversation about what we thought that day that they had Naziah on that Ring camera, and the whole discrepancy with the clothes that she had on the bus from the time she was walking past that camera, and then the clothes that they found. Okay. I feel like they could have mixed a lot of things up. What if that was another day that was on that camera? How do we know for sure? And the clothes was different. They really was. But you say he was sent to clean up some things. I will say this. When I realized when Naziah, if that was Naziah that walked past that Ring camera in the direction that she was walking, she was absolutely walking in the direction of Annette's house. I've always thought that she either went home or she was picked up at the corner or something like that. But Shannon saying that she didn't see Naziah, I believe that's a lie. I believe she did see Naziah when she got off that school bus and was walking towards home. Especially being as though Naziah wasn't feeling good and she had some issues going on, and she had, they said that she was like, she felt her knees or something like that in the school where she wasn't feeling good. I couldn't see her walking because it's an hour and 4-minute walk from her house to the shop. I couldn't see that happening, me personally. It just didn't make sense. So I believe that she went home. I believe that Shannon seen her. Say the child who testified in court said she came home after school and changed after school. Did she say that? I don't know for a fact, Gianna, but it makes sense to me. I don't see her walking. And then I think it was kind of rainy that day, if I'm not mistaken. So that makes no sense to me. I think Jarvis could have picked her up from that house, and Shannon did see her. Say, I thought he was trying to get them out of his house and wanted nothing to do with them. Nigga, please. Right. Make it make sense, sir. So we have cats around the yard. I never seen them licking up antifreeze, ever. I ain't never seen it either. Say 100 chosen gang. Yes, her tablet was at home. I thought it was because they pinged it back at Annette's house. So something very much so could have happened at the house, okay, that caused them to panic and want to get rid of Naziah, possibly. Okay, this all speculation of what I think could have possibly took place. But her getting picked up on Harper almost damn near at the shop don't make sense to me. I just don't. Say the child testified off camera, but she absolutely said it. Gianna, how you know? She said, yep, Gianna, so if she had her tablet at school, how's Shannon get it then? Oh, good point. They get this lunatic a polygraph. Say that doesn't mean that it can't happen. Yeah. Say everyone involved in this case special needs. You can't tell me from the shape of head. From the shape of head, speech impediments, their eye shapes. It's a lot of first of the month checks being disputed. Crazy, Travis. She said, where are y'all seeing what the child said at the hearing? Exactly. I'm with you, Unc. Let me know. Okay. Say I've yet to come across that child's testimony. Now I did read an article of some things, but I ain't have that much detail. So let me know. Let's continue.
It's her, but if it's her, a lot of people are saying she was walking away from home, and actually she's walking towards home. She's walking towards the new house. She has to walk across. She has to walk across the main street and get to the new house.
Right.
The new house is still not far off from the main street. Once you cross the main street, you got like 6-7 houses to go, and then you at the new house that they at.
So the direction we seen her walking, she was actually going to the new house. But if she was going the other direction, it would be going to the old house.
Yep.
Wow.
That was in the old house. Is the house that you see. Hey, Jonathan, I thought you supposed to be family. That video, that's the old house. So basically, she's walking away from that house. You know.
Okay, now
it was something else.
Ooh, yes, let's clear that up because that's exactly what I want to do. The other question is the old house where the birthday party was at, Old Jarvis, you're supposed to be family. Is that the one that is next door to Devin who does her hair?
Nope, that's next door to the new house.
Okay, so who else is in that house? Because Devin don't live there. Whose house is that?
No, when they moved to the new house, I only been to the new house one time. Thanksgiving, whatever. I was only been there one time. So I don't know exactly who bees there, but from what I've learned, there's like multiple people that comes over to that house. I think it's Devin's house. The guy that's been on the podcast.
No, Devin said that's his friend's house. He just visits there.
Or it might be his friends. Like, yeah, it's something like that. It's so much going on with them. I don't know who actually owns or lives in the house. It's just a lot of LGBT community type of people going in and out the house out here.
Exactly.
Right.
And Devin was actually said that.
And see, that's my thing. Like, this family know about the LGBT community people, and this is not saying everybody that's a part of that community is a pedo. But when we look up records, that's what it's given. That's all I'm saying. And I feel like more people know about the traffic of pedoism that's been involved with this family and at this house. Yes, I just made that up. Pedoism.
I mean, pretty much act like Shanna's best friend, because he went for bat on Mark D's podcast that day, talking about he was going to beat up people that's talking about her and talking about jumping on her. So you never met Devin?
Devin.
They say Devin does her hair. He allegedly did Naziah's hair.
You know what? I met Devin. So ever since we moved, well, when I met her, and then we finally got our own place.
Oh my goodness, that was so loud in my ear. That was so loud. She says, "Gianna, I believe you." I want to. I do, but she still haven't said how she know that baby said what she said in court. You know, maybe you don't want to say how you know, but I keep it in mind.
Shopify point.
He said, "What one rumor has he dated both?" Hold on, let me get to the comments real quick. You say,
That's what I was thinking, and
you say, what one rumor has he dated both? What room? You say, did he? You're asking, or you saying? You say, I think he unalived her after King left. I think he unalived her in the shop and checked in the motel to clean up. So do y'all really think that they didn't check the shop? You know, I would hate to know that they did. Coco, you silly. You say she took that last photo with the pigtails on her table at school. How was the tablet recovered if she never went home? How did they? Because she went home, Nancy. That's what I'm saying. But then again, they saying she had more than one tablet and she had several phones over the time. So the time that she went missing, when they was searching for her in the water, they wasn't really searching for her in the water. To my knowledge, they was looking for her belongings in her phone. That's what I was told. Okay. So she definitely had a phone when she went missing. Or some form of communication, be it a tablet or a phone. She says her dad attacked Jarvis and her testimony was paused for a few minutes. And I wish he was able to get him, but the guard stopped him. Okay. Say SD Gianna says she was at the hearing. Oh, okay. I didn't see that comment. Okay. She was at the hearing. Okay. Okay. So we'll take Gianna's word for it until we're given reason not to, because she basically saying she was there. She actually heard the testimony. Okay, guys. She said, Negative Nancy said I was responding to someone who asked how long he was dating the twin. Okay. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's get into it.
And Devin was actually said that, I mean, pretty much act like Shanna's best friend, because he went for bat on Mark D's podcast that day, talking about he was going to beat up people that's talking about her and talking about jumping on her. So you never met Devin?
Devin.
They say Devin does her hair. He allegedly did Naziah's hair.
You know what? I met Devin. So ever since we moved, well, when I met her, and then we finally got our own place, a want to say like last year, ever since Naziah came up missing, this is when I kind of met Devin. I kind of heard about him a little bit through the phone, through the twins talking on the phone, and how they be hanging out or whatever. I heard a little bit about him, but then I finally met him when they was like, sometimes they throw like little parties at the house, at my house. Sometimes I don't even.
So do y'all remember who Devin is? Devin is the one that got on Mark D's podcast and called in when he was with Shannon that day. Y'all remember? I'm not sure if I covered that in particular. I think I did. I just didn't know who Devin really was at the time. But that's the one who's supposed to have did Naziah's hair and is best friends with Shannon. Okay, and he stays next door. Fantastic. Hey, Bookie.
I'll be there. And sometimes I don't even attend the parties. I'll be in the room, mind my own business, because I like me and her get into it so much. I just be like, I'm kind of fed up with you where I don't want to deal with you, but I can't really kick you out because we both own this house, you know. But I'm gonna mind my business because you irritate me. But yeah, I met him through like them coming over with Shannon.
So is Devin, is it Kenneth that may stay there? Because there's something about a 40-year-old autistic guy. Like, do you know that guy?
I've never met him. And it's crazy because I try to remember back. I might have heard his name, Evangelist. I never heard the last part. I heard of the Evangelist. I know she taught church and stuff sometimes here and there. And I've heard Evangelist in the past. I can't remember what days and what they were talking about exactly. But now that I know who Evangelist is, I'm like, dang, I think I heard them before talking about Evangelist, but I never met him.
So I'm pretty sure. I bet you it's the same guy. I do have a question. Like, is Annette like? Does she run stuff? Like, do she run the twins? Do they go against her at all, or what she say goes?
No, they don't go against her. It to me, I would never want a grandma like this, but to me, she doesn't play no games. Like, she will cuss you out, and it is what it is. Like, the kids are not going against her. The twins not going against her. The other one's not going against her. That's which I understand, you know.
I guess what
Nancy, you better get you some sleep, girl. And see, that's the problem. They don't want to go against their crazy ass mama. They got so much fear when it comes to that. It's crazy. Even they'll put their own damn kids on the line to keep from going against their mama. What the fuck is they scared of her for? She must be a part of the mob or something. What is it?
What I meant, they don't buck up against her. It's like whatever she says. It's like they kids still with her. Is that the feel?
Right. That's how it is. That's how it is. And it's just weird because she will cuss you out.
Now, are all the kids gone from the house?
I'm hearing that all the kids is gone. I know Marquetta kids is gone. And I want to say that Shan's kids are in foster care. I can't confirm it completely, but I've known, I haven't heard them have a conversation, because usually they have a conversation and you hear the kids in the background.
And mind you, this interview was posted 3 days ago. I'm not sure if it took place 3 days ago, but we're going to say within this past week. And today is 4/21/2025.
Hey, Auntie Key or something like that. So I haven't heard that in a while, so I'm pretty sure that the kids are gone from out of her care.
So where's Marquetta's kids at?
Right now, both of her kids are with the father of the daughter.
Oh, the father took both of her children, even the ones that's not here. Now, I do want to ask you about when you painted the house. I'm sorry, was you about to say something else?
No, go ahead. I was just about to jump off into another, but we get there. But yeah, about the painting the house. Go ahead. Okay, to paint the house, like you said, she didn't pay you a dime and you painted several rooms in the house. How did she even ask you to paint the house? No, I can't even remember how it came about, but I can kind of blame myself for that because all my life I kind of been like that. I'm very artistic. However whatever you want to say. I don't even want to say artistic. But
No, he trying to say he's very artistic. No, Annette like people around her that is slow or people that don't have a backbone. She like people pleasers around her and people that she can walk all over. She like yes men around her. That's why she kept him around, just like Jarvis and everybody else that she was using up as well.
I'm very, very good with my hands. You know, I paint, I draw, I create things, make things, like create shoes, all that type of stuff. So when she saw that, I guess in her mind, and then she was also the type of woman, as a man, you're a man, so you should do man things. That's the type of person she is. So it didn't really bother me because I have a kind heart. I didn't mind doing certain things, but I did tell her, and I told Marquetta too, like, she do need to at least, pay me something. I ain't greedy. I ain't asking like for thousands or hundreds or nothing like that. But say if I do come over here and I'm doing this, she could give me something to eat or something, something to show your appreciation.
And just imagine if Annette is like that. Imagine how her mammy was. Imagine how it was when Annette was growing up.
But it was none of that. And I just, did it because I said God was gonna bless me. He gonna bless me one day. I ain't worried. So I did what I had to do. And my mom felt like she needed the help. And she was trying to move. So in my mind, it kind of made sense. She's trying to move. She wanted to leave the house.
Apparently not, Travis.
Better than what it's looking now.
Oh, so that's the house that she moved from. That was next door to where Devin be at.
And speaking of that, I almost forgot about that. So the first house before they moved, the house next door to them. Nobody is talking about this. I don't know why. And I'm starting to put a lot of shit together. So Jarvis got a gun charge, right? And had to go in. I witnessed that situation. He got a gun charge because it's a slow person that lives next door to that house. He's a file in a way. He was talking to Naziah. And this is a whole different file from all the other files they just brought up. Like, he was talking to Naziah. So a situation happened where they was basically keeping Naziah from talking to him and him from talking to Naziah. And he was off or whatever. But it was a situation where he ended up messing or saying something inappropriate to one of Shannon's daughters.
Wait, what did he say? He washed off. Let me go back a few seconds, y'all, because what?
And him from talking to Naziah. And he was off or whatever. But it was a situation where he ended up messing or saying something inappropriate to one of Shannon's daughters, the youngest daughter that she has. Said something to her, and it blew up where Jarvis found out, and then he came over that day, bringing my mans with a gun or whatever, all other kind of stuff. He was mad because the boy was trying to talk to his daughter, and at this time I didn't, know too much about Jarvis to even judge him. But now I think about it, I'm like, nigga, you got me mad because somebody tried to touch your kids, and you either do it to your own kids or you do it. Like,
yeah, we don't know if
that's weird.
If he was mad about it being his kid or because he touched them and he wasn't touching them. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's what I'm like
them his women. Wait a minute, though.
Right.
Hold on, because I did hear about how old is this guy you're talking about?
So I'm guessing some of this is going to repeat because this is a longer video, but this part was also in another video that I just played. So.
Oh man, you got to be like in his high 20s, 20, maybe 30 something now, because that was a little while back. So he gotta be in his 30s.
Do you know his name?
I probably could find out.
Yeah, we need his name. And it's
because
wait a minute.
Maybe Gianna, maybe she said that we feel like they sent him in to clean things up. If that's the case, everybody that's coming forward all of a sudden want to talk. These church folks are here to clean things up too. Say the Harrises are the Kardashians in this sense of lives taking a turn for the worse, allegedly. Say washed off, like he was in the shower. Like that's what I wish she would have asked him. Could you elaborate on that? Because what do you mean washed off? What does that mean? You know, what you need to wash off for? If y'all was just talking, was there something else going on? You say all these characters need a real good evaluation. I'm with you on that, Beaumont. Jessica says it seems like every house they move to always need a man there to do repairs. It's like they some kind of tactic Annette used. I think so too. She was obsessed with having men around.
He basically kind of got into a fight with Jarvis on that day, but Jarvis basically kind of like put the gun up. Then he was still trying to beat on him, but he told him to go in the house. So the dude went in the house, but Jarvis took his ass inside his house behind him and then started whooping on him.
Because it's like, why all of a sudden they are saying something? Did the money stop? Were they being paid off? Like, it don't make sense. It don't. And I get sometimes we might not be privy to certain things in real time, like what's happening, and we might not just be paying attention to certain things. But the depths in which this family pedoism runs, you can't tell me they didn't see something that was odd and strange. I have been around some really weird families dealing with men that I was dating, right? I noticed things just as an outsider coming in for the first time. One of the guys I was dating, his mother walked around with lingerie on a day-to-day. Another guy that I was dating in my teenage years, his mother walked around butt booty ass naked, and it was a norm. That was a normal thing. It was odd that I pointed it out. So the depth in which this pedoism runs in this family, you can't tell me that the people coming in didn't know that it was odd and that it was strange things going on. That's just my take on it. I feel like maybe the family didn't become aware in 2016 either, being as though everybody know who Kenneth is. Everybody knows who Kenneth is. And Kenneth been around since Naziah was in an infant car seat. And who knows? He might have been around before then, because I don't believe that he met Florentino on a dating site. But these are just my thoughts. Sometimes people can see weird things and don't give a shit enough to say nothing either. Maybe they are saying something now because they feel like somebody said, they want to clout chase, or they want to be, involved in a situation or get some type of recognition for whatever. Who knows? People are weird. And apparently this situation is definitely weird. He said he was telling people it was a computer error, but I never heard of a computer error charge someone with. He said it's one of those households. It's one of those houses, lots of adoptive kids, no men around, two fat daughters, and a whole lot of boundaries crossed. And don't nobody say nothing. They just go with it. That's what it seems like to me.
So, whoa.
They started whooping on him. So I jumped out the car and went to, they was basically still like kind of in a front door. And I just grabbed him, because Jarvis skinny. I just grabbed him and pulled him off the porch.
And now, mind you, none of this pedophilia has started with Naziah's generation. This family has been dealing with pedoism for generations, far beyond Annette. Okay? So the weirdness and the nastiness and the griminess that is attached to this family is some sinister, nasty, wicked shit. Okay? So to say that, oh, we didn't know until such and such and such and such, y'all all knew Kenneth. Even Kenya said it in a matter of fact type way, like, oh yeah, I know Kenneth. Oh yeah. Cause he been around. They probably been had connections with Jarvis family. That's just what I think, y'all. I don't put nothing past nobody at this point. Nobody. You say the whole hood of Detroit know about that house with the two fat twins that give goop good bop. God damn. She say King was telling people that it was a computer glitch. What y'all talking about exactly? I must have missed that message. You say this man looked like he will steal the change out of your cup holder. You mean to tell me he never looked in that deep freezer? That's what I want to know. Like, curiosity would have ate me alive. You hear me? I would have looked in that deep freezer. I'm sorry. I'm looking at it. As soon as you bend that corner, my eyeballs in my hand, I would have been all in that deep freezer. I'm sorry. She would have just had to be mad at me. You say he is just a punk because a real man would have gone to the cops after he laid paws on him.
Porch and told him, you can't be doing shit like that. I can understand you mad, but you're not about to go in a house. Like, you told him to go in the house, you know, like, I don't care who he is. If I see something wrong, I'm going to at least try to put my part in there. But I felt like he was being highly disrespectful when he went in the house. So I didn't even have to really go in the house to get him out because that's how close they was to the front door. But you step past that threshold. No, you can't do that, bro. And you told him to go in the house, and he did it, and you still want to go in after him. So I yanked him on out of there. And by that time, the police came. He got his name, took it down, and he, like, low-key disappeared on some slick shit. Like, he got on that same block. He knows some people that live across the street from there, a little farther down towards the corner. He got like family members, either they family members or they just long time people that he know. But we all sitting there on the porch because they trying to figure out what's going on between these two houses and what happened or whatever. They tell him that he had a gun, so that's how he got the gun charge. So they tell him he got a gun, and this and that. They never, fucked the gun. Then they got distracted because one of his cousins or whoever lived on that block hopped on a bike, went around the corner, and shot the gun in the air, which made the police, scurry off and go see what the problem was. And then he left.
So, what? Oh my God, wait a minute though. That was a lot right there. And so where exactly is this house? How many houses or how far down from Annette? Is it the same block?
It's the same street. It's all right. So the first house that they was in, it's the same street as the new house, but they're on two different sides of the main street.
Okay.
I can't remember what's the name of that main street there.
Is it closer to the older house or the new house?
What, the main street?
No, the house that Jarvis went in where this other guy that was at.
No, that's that. So the house that he went in is the house that's next door to the old house.
That's what I want to know too, Gianna. Like, where is that information coming from? I did hear someone say that, but where's the paperwork to say that King violated his tether on 1/9? Do anybody have that paperwork? You say this is what his paperwork says? I just saw that comment. She says, I followed the girl Taylor on IG. She accepted my request. I have some questions. I'm going to just take it slow though. Okay, who was Taylor? Enlighten me. You say maybe it was Annette who was the buy. And that's what his paperwork says. Okay, she said, yeah, that's what I thought, but wasn't completely sure if they picked him up, what they picked him up for.
Oh, is that the house? And that's not the house that Devin be.
No. So the house that Devin be in, they live next door to the new house.
Okay. So house one had. Okay, so house number one had this guy living in that Jarvis jumped on and got the gun charge for. House number two, Devin lives next to, and the guy that do her hair.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why he got his gun charge at that. So Naziah was connected with this, and so he was how did he even find out about this guy?
Unless he got another gun charge. That's the only charge I can think of that got him a gun charge, because they told police that he had a gun. They never found it, but they told him.
Now, do you remember what month this was? Was it in the winter, summer? What was it?
I would say more summer. No, I can't tell you if it was like fall, summer, or spring.
But it wasn't no snow.
I know it was. Yeah, we didn't need coats or anything outside, so yeah.
What year was this?
This had to be at least almost 3 years ago.
Oh, so it was a couple years before Naziah went missing.
Did y'all actually lay eyes on the paperwork claiming that King was not in the house by 9 o'clock, January 9th? I don't want to know hearsay. I want to know, did you lay eyes on the paperwork?
No. All right. Yeah, you're right. It was like at least a year or a year and a half before Naziah came up missing.
Because I remember her brother telling a story where she allegedly had a boyfriend that stayed. He had a friend that allegedly had a brother that Naziah was dating. That's what Vari said. And I'm wondering if it got any connection, but
I don't know, because Vari hung out with a lot of little knuckleheads. That's what I call him. Not saying that he was actually hanging with no good, but
because he said my man's next door. He was like, my man's in them next door. So when I found out about Devin, I thought that's who he was talking about. But now you're talking about another person that stayed next door. So I'm wondering.
See, I'm starting to think that he's really talking about Devin and them, because he didn't really mess with the people next door with the guy that Epic Flow. Yeah, I didn't ever really see him over there. They didn't let people in their house anyway. They weren't friendly welcome over there. But at the other house, it's friendly welcome. We might say they got two houses next to each other, because that's pretty much, I guess, where Sham spent most of her time. That's why I like it.
PYI, I thought her name was Kayla. I thought the friend's name was Kayla.
A lot of that stuff was starting to sound confusing. Oh, Shan don't live with me, but the kids. And
I see.
This is what it is.
No, you're not tripping. This is a longer version of, I guess, the video that I played before, and I didn't know that this was a part of that. So we're probably gonna hear the same message for the next 3 minutes or so, but bear with me.
Shan lived in Clinton Township, but she barely is at her own house. She would go to her house sometimes.
Said, girl, you work with it at FOIA request for King's information, and I have asked her to see it. So far, I haven't seen for myself. Okay.
Maybe on the weekends a little bit here and there, but you basically at your mama's house so much that you basically kind of live there, because that's where you at. Like you would stay there, and decide to get up to take your kids to school by your house and then come back type stuff. You know, like you spent a lot of time at your mama's house, even though you had your own place.
Wow.
So you were there basically, and then Marquetta lived with her mama to a certain point in time. When she When her mama moved, we was basically in the same situation of moving. We both moved basically at the same time. Soon as her mama moved down the street, we was moving into our own place on the west side.
Wow. Okay. Now let me tell you.
That's why I be trying to. Go ahead.
I'm still stuck on this guy next door, and so I want to know, how did Jarvis find out about this guy? What made him go to the house that day? What happened? What led him to that?
So I remember we was in the backyard. I want to say we probably was barbecuing or something. I can't really remember, but we was in the backyard chilling, and then the little girl come to the back talking about, Mama, I can't remember the guy's name. Such and such said, can I come to his room or something like that? Inviting her into the house or something that sounded creepy.
When you say little girl, do you mean Naziah?
No, it wasn't Naziah. It wasn't Naziah.
Okay.
But Naziah, there's been word that they've been communicating with each other on the phone and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he's an older, slower guy, and then you got Naziah. So you kind of hear about that, but then when that situation happened, this is Shannon's daughter, not the oldest one that Jarvis was obviously messing with too. The youngest daughter.
Okay.
So she comes running in the backyard. She says what she says. Shan gets upset. She calls Jarvis, which makes Jarvis gets upset, and he pulls up within like an hour, maybe, and he just starts going off because the guy, he's on his porch sitting down still. You know, he's just chilling, at that time, minding his own business. And Jarvis just pulls up. We all in the backyard. You can see like him just start hollering at my man, this and that. And I'm the type of person like, go ahead and be mad, but just don't put your hands on me. He is slow. I don't know him that much to even be like, I don't know how slow you are or if you deserve to get your hands, some hands on you. But at this point, he really don't, because nothing happened. He said what he said. The girl told on him, you know, let's just talk about the problem instead of beating them up. Like, you don't have to beat the guy up. You can just figure out what happened. But it wasn't like that. He just pulled up, started hollering and chilling, whatever, this and that. And he had a gun in his hand. And I think Shannon told him, like, put the gun up or whatever, or he might have came to a sense to put the gun up. But then he came back and started cussing at him and saying more shit to him or whatever. And he like, take your stupid ass in the motherfucking house and some shit like that. And my man literally went in the house. And as soon as he, like, closed the door, he opened the door and went right in there and started hitting on him and stumping on him or whatever.
Wow.
And I just was like, hold up. And I just basically ran over there, yanked him. And I'm like, you can't be doing that, bro. Like, you're not about to run in the house and do shit. You told him to go out. Like, that don't make sense. Like, and
so,
he basically,
no, go ahead.
But he basically, like, stayed there, talked to Shannon about what was going on, and then, like, 30 minutes went by and the police pulled up. And it was like he was stuck. But he, like I said, he got people that lay down the street. And they did that little crazy shit by sending somebody around the corner and shoot the gun in the air. And it threw the police off. But it was too late. I guess they already got all the information they needed, his name, what happened, and shit like that.
So, so one of Shannon's daughters complained about the guy. But, so what part of it had to do with Naziah?
Now, the only part to me with that situation has something to do with Naziah is that's another part that she was literally doing something with. And they did nothing about it. They knew, you know, I remember hearing something about a phone situation where they think that they was talking to each other. Yeah. So that right there is just another add-on. What are y'all doing?
And then what's coming to mind to me right now, y'all, is when Kenya said that she questioned Annette about when Kenneth was around too. She said, are you sure that he not touching the kids? That had to been before that she made that Facebook post as well. So just like they knew, like he's saying, allegedly, they could have known that, which I am aware that some family members definitely knew about the autistic guy. Okay. That was kind of like the first time I even heard of this autistic guy that was communicating inappropriately with Naziah, is what he's saying. And he's basically saying now that it was indeed a proven fact that he was touching and doing sexual things with Naziah, is what I'm hearing. So if that were the case, this has been common knowledge to multiple family members, correct? Are y'all hearing what I'm hearing? Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. She said, can't imagine having to testify on my father for murdering my cousin. You say you 100% think he's lying about this? Well, I know he's not lying about the autistic guy. Per the family. Okay. That actually did happen. What I'm saying is, if that were the case, was this before 2016 or after 2016? Because it was the party that led certain family members to make a report. So was this autistic situation after 2016? Is my question. Or could it have been before 2016? When was it? Like, I wish he would have gave dates. Did I miss the date or something?
Hold on. So they seen phone conversation between her and that guy?
Yeah, I remember one of them saying, like, I don't know exactly what was worded amongst the two, but they shouldn't have been texting each other because he's a grown man, she's a kid, and whatever they was texting to each other had to be something that was out of the way because they was upset about it.
So I wonder if she actually did he actually touch her though? Did it actually go down?
I don't know.
But let me tell you, what I'm thinking about is there was a conversation in the text messages between Jarvis and Naziah, and he was going off on her about somebody next door. He thought that she was, or down the street or something that he was worried about, and she was saying, "I'm sorry, I didn't do anything," and I'm trying to figure out who this person is. And now you saying like they knew somebody next door, and it was people down the street. So it's like it's kind of like Jarvis had that neighborhood sold up.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like, because to tell you the truth, it could have been that, the guy next door, or it could have been that Naziah is a kid, and in all actuality, she probably was low-key still, attracted to boys her age. And that's something that he probably couldn't take either, knowing that, she's young, she can be easily attracted.
There was some text messages that Annette and Shannon found that between this so-called autistic guy and Naziah. Those are the text messages they are talking about. Now he's claiming he doesn't know if he touched her, but that's what he was insinuating to me at first. But there was definitely some inappropriate text messages and communication.
Attracted to something else, so he probably was like, trying to keep whoever away.
See, the other part that I remember hearing is that they moved because of the guy next door. That's why they moved down the street, to get away from him, allegedly.
Yeah. Now, that could be the reason, but no, that lady probably wanted to move because she low-key had roaches in that house.
What? In the first one?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was because of her or with the landlord but yeah, she had roaches in her house. That was a lot of the reasons why I was either pacing or I remember remember going over there a couple times because they had to like bomb the house to, help get rid of some of the roaches.
What? So was she nasty or was the house just infested?
The house didn't look nasty because the kids were always on a schedule of keeping it clean. Like they had to do their chores or, they were getting cussed out or something. The house was never really nasty, but after a while, you can be like, okay, you do got roaches. I can think you're trying to see them. It was like that.
They had roaches up in there. Is this the...
I mean, they had a whole gang, an army of people living in one house.
One they was doing the morning prayer in?
Shit.
What? I can't believe that. Oh, okay, so you think she... Wow.
That done tripped me out. It's like,
Y'all saying the evangelist lied on Darnell. The evangelist, Holiday Hart and Darnell, they both was lying, man. Y'all gotta go compare they Facebooks first of all. Go do that first. He claiming he don't talk to him, Kenneth, they talk to each other still. They both lying. And we knew that first of all, Darnell is a registered pedophile. He's a registered SO. So that means he was lying when he said he wasn't, and then turn around and said his niece lied on him. That told me everything I needed to know. I only listened to the rest of that for y'all, to be honest. Because once he lied about that, and I seen with my own two eyeballs that he touched his niece, which he gave us the specifics on who he touched, which was his niece. I knew it was a young girl under the age of 16. She was no younger than 13, no older than 16. But he told us niece. That was all I needed to know. So to say that the evangelist specifically lied on Darnell, you say, I don't think he is the same. He might not be the same person. I get what you're saying. He may not be the same person as that neighbor, but he's definitely a SO. He's definitely, they saying Vari and her both had inappropriate text messages with the evangelist. Heard about that too as well. Do I know it's actual factual? Did I see it with my own eyes? No, I did not. I only heard that. I never buy it when people say a girl is fast just because she may be fast. Don't give adults the right to take advantage of her. Right. You say this whole family wild as fuck. So they mad about the autistic guy, but not Jarvis. And why does that give him a pass if he is autistic? Fuck that. He still need to go do his time. You say maybe because they accepted money from Jarvis for Naziah. Because that's all I'm thinking. Even when somebody said that the pastor wrote a letter basically begging Annette not to press charges against Kenneth Mitchell. Okay. Why didn't they do it? Probably because that letter came with some coinage. What else would she not tell for? Because she wasn't gaining shit from just a piece of paper and you begging me not to go tell on your evangelist. Okay, your main recruiter of the pedo ring. No, they paid him off. They gave her some money or something because Annette don't mind selling her children, allegedly. So he also said his niece lied on him. Exactly. So we don't believe nothing that comes out of Darnell Greer's mouth when he say a child lied on him. We don't believe you. Say the evangelist was offering Vari money to send him inappropriate text messages and pictures. Now I heard that as well. Vari was with the shits. Okay, Vari was, I send that shit, send me my money, delete these messages because I don't want my girl to find out. That's what I heard. Okay, do I know it to be actual factual? No, I don't. But that's what's being said out here in these YouTube streets. You say, so I don't understand how they still talk to him. I don't understand why they would want to be connected with anybody that's connected with a SO. Why? You know, doesn't make any sense to me. The Coco G Show says, how do we know that the story about the text messages from the autistic neighbor is true or not? Made up to make them look anywhere but at Jarvis. Could be. Could be, because I don't see why that would stop anybody from pressing charges or at least filing a fucking police report. She said, I think Darnell and the evangelist were both lying. I do too. She said Travis said Annette extorted the autistic guy for his first of the month checks to not tell the police. Makes sense to me. I'm with that. You say, how do they just randomly keep finding all pedos? Is any man they know not a pedo? At this point, I don't think they even want to have any dealings with anybody that's not a pedo. That's how it's looking for me. You saying a bishop wrote a letter as a character witness for Eric Gamble. Now, don't make me pull out my receipts, Brittany Dainty, because I got the letter. I'm going to have to go check who signed that letter now. I'm going to have to go check that. Because let me find out that was Archbishop Herman Stacy on that motherfucking letter. I know damn well. She say, no offense, but Vari just seems like a bum to her. She said he has a whole kid, no job until Mark gave him one. He's no longer a child, so he's selling deep pics to get his weed money. Now, according to the family, Vari always had access to money and jobs. That's just what I heard and what I was told at the time. I don't know. Okay. But it does seem like Mark came in and saved the motherfucker. It does seem like that. Okay. She says all the SOs say the victim lied. Yeah, they sure do. Typical pedo shit.
I get that people are normal. Nobody's perfect, but how can you sit here and pray with these kids and then cuss at them like that?
Yeah, that was crazy.
I grew up, me and my auntie go to church, we get in the car, I might say some crazy old stuff, no cuss words or anything, but I'm a kid, I might say something, and she might be like, God damn it, or just say something, a cuss word, and she was like, shit, you got me cussing, and then she gonna apologize to the Lord and all that kind of stuff, and be like, I just got to church, I can't be, not nothing out of that, like that with her. It's more just like, that's normal for her. Like, you give me the Bible, you use the Bible for your personal need.
Yeah. It's just a front. Sounds like to me. Now, a couple questions. Do you know who Marquetta and Shannon's father is?
Never met him. I'm trying to figure that out. I asked him at one point, but the answer wasn't. It was like a big bush type of thing. Like, do y'all know your dad? Like, I didn't want to get too into their business of making them feel uncomfortable. But it was just like, I remember asking him, like, who's your dad? But I seen a dad was a pastor.
Right. That's what I was going to ask.
And if your dad is a pastor, I'm starting to think that it's that pastor.
Well, I seen a post where she said she commented under his post because he said something about missing his daughters. It might have been within a post, and if I see it, I'll screenshot it. But yeah, it appears that he is a married pastor, but I don't know. I just wondered if you knew anything about that. What about the? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I've been to his church. Around the same time I got on Brittany Ann's live team. So I was talking to her, and she wanted to be, a little nosy about what church they go to. So I was like, it's not too far from where I'm staying at now. I'll walk up there and go look. So Sunday I went, and it was only like 5 people in there. He was standing in there. He was talking. I mean, he was cussing up a storm.
He was cussing up there on the pulpit.
She said he was cussing.
And I would have thought,
I
would have thought that being that he saw me as a stranger walk in to sit down and, get a little worried.
Y'all must say never went to a Baptist church. Like, they cuss like a motherfucker. They got smoke rooms. It be all type of shit going on in Baptist churches. I don't believe this is a typical Kojic church, because Kojic and Pentecostal, they got a certain way that they do things, and you would never catch them slipping on church grounds. But Baptist, that's something else. That's a whole nother ball game. They don't give a damn.
I would have thought, like, he would switch it up a little bit. But no, he had like I was a part of the church, and he was just cussing up a storm. I was just sitting there like,
wait a minute.
I'm not cool with this.
When you say cussing up a storm, like, what did he say?
Hey, Erica J.
And I didn't want his devil words to really fill my head with certain stuff. So I was listening, but I wasn't listening, but he was like talking. It wasn't really from the Bible, really. It was more like he was talking about life situations and how niggas are treat you.
Oh, he was, that's what I was trying to figure out. What words was he saying? He was saying the N word.
Look, I'm used to a pastor that will use the word damn and hell.
Right.
And they probably won't go any farther than that. He was using
Maybe ass.
Shit. I can't even remember if he used the B word or not.
Wait a minute.
I wouldn't put it past him.
And this is the church a Nat goes to.
That's not surprising.
Oh my God! Because I want to see if that's the same pastor guy that she commented under the video and saying something about daddy and stuff. Like, I don't know if that's her father or if it's just the church she going to now.
Somebody brought it to my attention. The church don't look like a church. It look like a warehouse on the inside. But
it sounds like a bunch of bad people that's perping. Like, do you think this could be an organization?
It could be, because another thing that's weird to me, everything is covered up. You know how, like, you can throw, like, sheets and stuff over your, drum set and over your piano?
That church is not a Jehovah Witness church. That's not a Kingdom Hall, Gianni. That's not a Kingdom Hall. I've looked at it on Google. It is a Church of God in Christ. So when it says Jehovah Shalom or Shalom, Church of God in Christ. So if he was able to walk in, that would be why, because it's not a Kingdom Hall. I think that's what you're saying when you say the kingdom, right?
Piano and so it don't get dusty.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't even on the pool thing, on the thing talking. He was on the floor, basically where everybody's.
Batman, listen, he is utterly offended at the fact this pastor was cussing. But you're right. He done went to that damn hotel with them twins, had threesomes with them twins, set up in a net house with them roaches. And you mean to tell me?
Like, sit at. And everything else was covered up. I can understand the chairs covered up. That's probably what y'all do throughout the whole thing, throughout the years. The chairs covered up in the little purple things. But everything else is covered up. It looked like the church was shut down for COVID.
Oh, wow.
So you said it looked like the church was shut down for COVID. It looked like a warehouse. Yeah, because that's just a cover up. But Auntie Mo says, has anybody seen the video of Naziah Harris' daddy talking about the bishop? I never heard her daddy say the bishop's name. All I heard was bishop. So I didn't want to assume that it was the Archbishop Herman Stacy. So if I could find a clip of him actually giving reverence to that specific bishop, then I'm going to assume that it's not him. Say the houses and cars and business. You say, no, it's not. Okay.
So
okay. So you said you didn't mean the Kingdom Hall?
Because let me tell you, the guy that we mentioned, I think his name is Kenneth, and he goes by evangelist. Now you're talking about a pastor. It sounds like, just like I was trying to figure out, how could this happen to Naziah? And so they got people in different positions that's supposed to be respected, but they are doing stuff like this. This is what I'm believing. Do you know Frank? I'm sorry, go ahead and say what you was about to say.
I think it's something going on because even I went to the pastor's Facebook page. He's friends with the evangelist, the thick glasses.
Oh, right. Right. That's what I'm telling y'all. Like, that's why I don't believe that both Kenneths are not still talking to each other and dealing with each other. They can say all day long, fuck you, no, fuck you. You got up there and you lied on me. You told everybody I was slow and I was sleeping with kids. You know I do that behind closed doors, but you was never supposed to tell nobody that we do that together. Why are they both friends with that pastor? I seen that for myself. Now that part, he ain't lying. I seen that from my own two eyeballs. Now he might have deleted them now to throw us off. All right. But the fact of the matter is, that nigga cool with that pastor too. The one with them glasses, them bifocals, Darnell Greer is cool with Archbishop Stacy.
Oh my, this ain't no real pastor. This the church he go to every Sunday. They meet and doing some other stuff, I believe. That church is a front. It gotta be.
Yup. And then he had he got a video. You gonna see it. It's a video on there. He did like a daddy's and daughter dance for the church, and he got all the little girls dancing, and then you gonna see like all the daddies, if they get daddies, in the background with their phones out, recording. Nobody else is dancing. No fathers out there like, hey, with their little girls, nothing. It's just all the little girls out there dancing, and all the guys is out there like in a circle with their phones out, taking pictures or recording.
Oh no.
It look weird. It look weird.
Oh no. This sounds like I seen pictures of Jarvis allegedly taking his daughter to a daughter-daddy dance. I wonder, was they going to that church?
I think it was that.
And it's interesting that Jarvis would want to even go to a daddy-daughter dance. He was a half-assed peppy. He ain't even want too much to do with his kids. He always had something to do. He ain't want to watch his kids. He ain't want to do shit for them. Shannon was pretty much a single mother. Pretty much. So for him to want to go to a daddy-daughter dance and she glowed about it on social media is questionable to me too. And was he at that church during that time? I don't know. Did it look like a school to y'all? Or did it look like a warehouse at a church or a gymnasium? Let me know in the comments. What did it look like? Y'all remember the picture?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to do research and look at the background of the place that they was at. I think so, because I don't think he has the balls enough to go to a school dance. Don't they burn your information?
I mean,
not necessarily. They won't run your information just to go to a daddy-daughter dance. Now, if he was trying to participate in school activities like go on field trips, volunteering and shit like that, then they would look him up. But he could have very much so been at a school where he did not have no business being at. Brett Dainty said, "We gonna make her get a Facebook. You want to see the pictures?" I did post a lot of their Facebooks on my live. So if you go to, I don't know which live it was. But I went to the pastor's page. I played the video of the little girls that he's talking about at the church where all the fathers was standing around recording the young girls versus dancing with them. I seen not one father dancing with their daughter, not one. So that is actual factual. And it did look odd and strange that none of them were dancing with them. It was almost like they was auctioning them off or something. We got to let go of the idea of what a pedo ring looks like and what they do. Because to me, that's suspicious as hell. And what trafficking looks like and how they advertise these children. Auction is what's coming to mind.
Not necessarily, but now that you say that, I'm sure it was at that church. And I wonder where they were going. And you just said that, yeah, that's the connection. And I got another question as far as that the son as a cop. What's your take on him? Do you know his name?
I don't know his real name because I know his real name can't be Boo.
Right.
I used to ask him like, why y'all call him Boo? Like that's a little weird. Like, wouldn't that get you in trouble when he called and then you answer the phone and you be like, hey, Boo. And then when you're mad or me be like, Boo. You know, like, oh, that Boo. Okay, it's weird. But they call him Boo. That's all. They always call him Boo. I've never heard another name or nickname for him.
Have you ever seen him?
I've seen him a few times. He basically, you know how some police officers do that football thing? and they get all the kids and stuff to do the football stuff.
Oh, a coach.
Lead and stuff. Yeah, so that's how I ended up seeing him. So Marquetta's son liked to play football. So he was on a power team or a football team or whatever, and then basically he would come pick him up because he was like a coach or whatever.
So she has a son that worked with kids too as a coach, and he's a cop.
Yep, he's a police officer, and he coached a little football team or whatever.
Hey,
How
Mocha.
old would you say he is? Is he older or younger than Lady?
He's older than Lady for sure. I want to say he's the first or second son. I want to say the second because I don't think I met the first.
Yeah, the first one allegedly is when she was 11 and he got taken by the state. So.
And I didn't even hear that the oldest son, Anthony Gamble, got taken by the state. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my notes. But I feel like he went. Okay, maybe they did take him. Okay, maybe that was what happened. I take that back.
Really heard anything about the first one. But, yep, I've seen Boo a few times here and there. Learned that he was a police officer and found out that, he did a football thing.
Right, that makes sense, Gianni. She said she think Jarvis went to the church with baby girl Janiyah because he knew they were auctioning off kids. That makes sense to me because it definitely wasn't no daddy-daughter dance, but he will go and make time for a space where he can scout other children. That makes sense to me. I'm sorry.
But I don't see him as much. He comes over, and he's gone. Then you got Florentino. I'm just learning about his situation. And tell you the truth, he could have been messing around with Jarvis because there's been a couple stories I've heard where, I get it sometimes that gay people will mess with a straight person like, hey, boo, or something like that because they might have a crush on them and whatever. But I've heard little stories where they say, like, he don't like Florentino because he be talking about hey, boo, or something. I can't remember the exact lines of what he said to him to make him feel uncomfortable. But I got that out of it. But I don't know. They don't act like they don't like each other. I've seen them around each other a couple times.
Yeah, I think they like each other.
They got into it with each other. To me, now that I think about it, it seemed like as if they was a couple. Really? They got into it.
Him and Florentino?
I remember. No. All right, so as much as I don't know Jarvis like that, we only went out one time somewhere. It was
He keeps saying as much as he don't know Jarvis like that and then come out with another experience or time that he had with Jarvis. Did you know the nigga or not? At this point, just say you knew him a little bit. Like, because it sounded like he trying to avoid saying something too. At this point, you say as dot, he needs to be a witness. He doesn't even ask about the kids in jail cars. He don't care about them kids, child. He do not care.
what was it? I want to say it could have been Valentine's Day or something like that. So, no. I take that back. It was Mother's Day. So I basically was spending time with Marquetta for her Mother's Day type of thing, and then it turned into a dinner thing. They wanted to take their mama out to eat. So out of all the stuff that we go out and hang or go do something, this is the first time Jarvis actually participated. So we in the car, we in the van. Jarvis is in the front. Annette, she driving. You got the twins in the two seats right there, and then you got me and Florentino in the back. So we on our way to go to the place to eat. And somehow Jarvis and Florentino get into it. But they get into it to where it's like, we're driving, and then y'all trying to fight each other. You trying to leave your front seat, and he trying to leave the back seat so they can fight or whatever, argue. I had to literally yank Florentino down and then use my arm as like a seatbelt and tell him, like, y'all need to calm him down. Like, she driving, y'all trying to fight each other. Y'all gonna let y'all kill everybody in the car.
Who was driving?
Annette.
What? So, wow. It sounds like he was part of the family.
Right. The fuck, they going to sit down and eat
And
together?
for her to be like, he don't come in the house and stuff like that, I was sitting there looking like, this lady is a damn liar.
Do you think
Like,
that?
that dude.
Go ahead. That's crazy.
Sound like he lying
Like,
too, though.
he came over whenever they called, or whenever he felt like he probably needed something. Like, he was over there.
So him and Annette had, did they have a weird relationship or was it normal?
And y'all can't tell me Jarvis wasn't into booty, man booty at that. Y'all can't tell me he wasn't in that. He is a man that is never satisfied. He not even satisfied with doing children. No hoes is off limits. Literally none. What Gianni say? She says, do you think DeAndre was paid $500 for this interview he was bragging about? Somebody pay him? Because what? She say, I'm thinking Jarvis and the pastor related. They look too much alike. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him. That's why I say the Butts family could be deeply connected with the Harris family, Gamble family, whatever the fuck their last name is. We don't know. Because it's some sick, deep, dark, wicked shit. She say, I don't know, detectives. I don't like how this guy knew so much. It was like a grasshopper, but now, for some odd reason, all his memories are coming back. He got selective amnesia or something. He was like, even when Mark interviewed him, he didn't vomit this much. He sure didn't. He made it seem like he didn't know Jarvis. That's what he said. He said, I don't know him like that. We only had a few encounters, and that was that. She said, but I know rather 500 or 5 million, a liar still gonna lie. Say, Travis the Bishop definitely looks like an outdated pimp, daddy. He do. That's why Kenneth called him daddy. Daddy-o. Because that's his pimp. And he's the scout man. He goes and scout and he hunt for children and other pedos to scout for more children. They sick. You say sound like he lying. Oh, yeah. Gianni say, I knew he was getting paid for his interviews, but never thought, I don't know who the fool that paid him. Because it wouldn't be me. You say, oh, this is the same guy Mark D interviewed. Yeah, he definitely get high. So I thought the bishop looked like he could be Jarvis' daddy. Now, I got a picture of Jarvis' daddy. Jarvis do look like this man. But what is his daddy name? That's the question.
Seemed like Annette ran up to him quicker than his said baby mama.
To tell you the truth, she seemed like the type that would mess around with him. She got that vibe on her that
Jezebel spirit.
They some Jezebel.
I can't really pinpoint it, but it's like I wouldn't put it past her if they did something.
Wow.
I really wouldn't.
Travis say why he always breaking up fights. Like why he always around when a fight break out. It's not adding up to me. It's not.
So you wouldn't put it past Jarvis that he may have been with a man before either, right? Is that what you were saying?
I kind of wouldn't put it past him just because the stories that I'm hearing. Usually when a person seems like they got like sex addiction,
right?
They don't really judge. They gonna try whatever.
I think when that when they've been tampered with when they're young, that they have confusion, especially if it's women and men tampering with them. And then when they get older, they try to fight those urges by over sexualizing themselves, but they really looking for that weenie that they running from. That's my opinion.
Because the lady, somebody pulled it up what the lady looked like now. It's probably what she looks like now. But I can imagine when she was younger, the lady actually looks like the twins' mom, Annette.
Yeah, I seen that image the other just last night.
They kind of savor. They kind of savor in a way, and it made me think like maybe
he say he the neighborhood crackhead. We need him. He know everybody business. Give him a couple dollars. He about to tell that shit. He about to tell all of it. Everybody can get told on.
Kind of, like women that kind of look like that lady.
Yeah. And the other question, do you know King or Frank?
I never met King or Frank.
You've never seen neither one of them?
No. The only thing I know is that he worked with him up at the shop, but I never met him or seen him.
It's starting to look like Frank might have some involvement because somebody put him up and said he got a SO background or some weird background too.
Yeah, that's strange. Like that's strange.
And so, yeah, I think it's a connection with that church. If he cussing like that, he is not a real man of God. So what is he really doing?
And then another thing.
Y'all found out anything else on Mr. Frank? Mr. What is his name? Fadi Hakim? Fadi Hakim? However you say it. Say DeAndre knows without knowing. Exactly.
That's when King said he had to look up how to put a water pump on, and in my mind it's like, how long have y'all been doing the
Look, you put about $5 more. Give him about $5 more. All of a sudden he can remember.
The water pump is like kind of one of the simpler things.
You know what?
I'm not gonna say it's just that simple, but he should know how to do that without having to look it up.
Allegedly, it's supposed to be different in that type of vehicle. Because it was
I get that.
Yeah, allegedly. That's what he said. Because he started out saying that if some guy was supposed to come and help him fix it. And that's something that I would love to see. If you could, I don't know how I would get it though. I'm trying to figure out the route, like how far is that AutoZone that they said that they ran into Naziah. I'm trying to figure out, is that even possible? Is that AutoZone in the route of her walking from the bus stop?
I gotta get the right AutoZone because at first I could have sworn he was talking about the red and yellow one. Aren't they talking about that one? Or are they talking about the one that was across the street from that hotel?
Oh, you talking about? No, I'm thinking they talking about the one across the street from the hotel.
Yeah,
that Frank's auto that they were working at. Yeah.
So from that place, it's okay. I want to say you could walk. You could walk from their house to that shop, and it's a bit of a distance, but it's not that far. As a kid, you wouldn't really think much of it if you was to walk, because it's like maybe 30 minutes of a walk.
Oh, you think? Oh, I know for a fact that they have rode their bikes and stuff up there before, up to the shop. But I was trying to figure out where the AutoZone was. But I guess we a little past that.
Yeah, I had to look that one up because I don't remember seeing an AutoZone for real, but it should be one up and down that street.
Another guy that lives over there, that lives in Detroit, he said that they would not have ran across Naziah walking in that route if they was going to AutoZone. So he was just saying that King was lying. But shoot,
all of them is lying.
And he said, because the AutoZone, for those that don't know, is right there on Warren and Neff. Okay. The AutoZone is literally right next to that AutoZone on Warren. So if they were to get Naziah, it would have been not on Warren. He said he picked her up at a liquor store. That one would have been, and he didn't even give the right name. He said something like Ashley, some with an A. Okay, it don't exist. That would have been on Harper. But I believe Naziah went home. I believe she went home and because the shop ain't that far. No, not the shop. The AutoZone is not that far from where Naziah stayed at and where that house is. So I think that they definitely went to that house. I do. Says Darnell crying about the evangelist lying, but they are still in contact with each other. Makes zero sense. They keep saying he ain't had nothing to do with him. They are still in contact. That's because they want us to believe that they're not and that they don't have anything going on with these children, and they do. She said it sounds like a solar from the Carbon Nation cult. Ooh, you might be right. Don't put none past these heathens. You say, I don't think so. He ain't dropped no tea we didn't already know. And this talking with zero exposures, minimal new information. Right, Negative Nancy. Mocha Unfiltered says, Gianni, all of them are still in contact with each other. Go look on their Facebook pages. You will see the connections. Go put it together. Detectives, go do your due diligence, because I'm telling you, it's going to all make sense. They are very much acquainted with each other. Okay. Not only that, a lot of church people are acquainted with one another. Okay. A lot of churches visit churches. They connected with other churches. Like, the connections is crazy. The rabbit hole I went down led me all the way to Florida. Okay. So, yeah. He say he got some nerve to say they all lying. You is too, sir. He said, I'm thinking, can we get a Jaguar water pump from AutoZone? Don't they have to be ordered from a dealer? Jaguar water pump. You might be right, because I definitely it came and went. I ain't dwell on it too long, but you bring it back to my attention. You might be right. You definitely might be right. Say Fadi's baby mama showed up in a couple of lives. Oh, did she? They done pulled the baby mom out. She said, I believe she went home and they picked her up from a net house. I do too. That's exactly what I would think. Ain't no way. They didn't see her. Say, I'm going to check tomorrow. Make sure you do. Let me know. Say, I figured all they friends with the bishop too. Right. It's not a coincidence that they all friends with that bishop. And then that bishop friends with other known bishops in Detroit. Like the Sheards. Oh, okay. Gianni, she said, yes. They are even friends with pastors' wives. They surely is, because they be in on it too. Say Auntie Yab and on Shane Ross for sure. I know.
I came to the conclusion of you got to look at who's in the picture. You got King, his sister, and then you got Jarvis's baby mamas.
And what's that? Yep, y'all. It goes deep. That's what I'm telling y'all. I feel like Naziah and a lot of these children that we know about that are coming up missing, that we know about, may have just slipped through the cracks in the ways that they shouldn't have, and they didn't clean up all their spillage good enough. But see, we keep digging, we're going to keep exposing it, and they're going to keep trying to cover it up. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. It's a couple of more. They ain't that long. This one 8 minutes. The other one is about 9 minutes. But this one is let me look at the title. Hold on. That's the wrong one. That's the one we just listened to. This says she didn't usually ride the bus. Oh, the beautician. So this beautician would be, y'all remember his name? His name was this is the best friend.
Dated back from the beginning when Roxy was doing the searches and things like that. And Mark D of 7 Mile Radio reminded her of a person that she talked to during the search that seemed a little suspicious. So the first clip is when Roxy was doing the searches, and then the second clip is when Devin and Shannon went on 7 Mile Radio. But this is the guy that they're talking about. Check this out.
Just, acting real nervous. I don't want nothing to do with this. I ain't got nothing to do with this. I don't want to do with this. And basically explained to Roxy that it was very peculiar that Naziah was riding on the bus in the first place because, in fact, he was the one that usually warms the car up in the morning when she gets taken to school. And it's either Annette or Shannon that either picks her up or drops her off. So it's kind of peculiar that the day that she is riding the bus to school, or did she even ride the bus to school? Or did she ride the bus from?
For her to be late, she has never been late coming home. She's always got permission to do things.
When was the last time that you heard from your granddaughter?
When I dropped her off at school, which was on January the 9th.
School, because is that even Naziah in the picture, that pixelated picture that we see? Is that even her? She usually get picked up and dropped off from school, right? Ain't that what you heard?
Yeah, the guy said when we went up to him, he was very frazzled, didn't want us to add. He was very frazzled. I'm like, hey, can I talk to y'all for a second? He like, I don't want nothing to do with it. I ain't even get to say anything before he said I don't want nothing to do with it. So when he said I don't want nothing to do with it, that automatically let me know, oh, you know something. So I'm like, you don't even know what I'm about to ask you, what I'm about to talk about, and you already talking about you don't want nothing to do with it and all this other stuff like that. So then he goes off and says that I said, how do you know Naziah? Or what have you? I'm her cousin. This is her. We looking for her. Just tell us what you know. Do you know Shannon? He said he with Shannon every day. I said, okay, when does Naziah go to school? When the last time you seen Naziah? He said he did Naziah hair at 8:00 the day before she went missing. The first story he said was she was walking up and down the street. I said, at 8:00 at night? He said, well, yeah. Well, and then he changed it and said, oh, well, I think she went to bed. I don't know.
Well, Devin who?
Devin, the one in the comments, is with Shannon.
Oh, okay. What you got to say, Devin?
So, first of all, I want to say to all the people that say we're not looking. First of all, it's been days. We drove up and down this whole motherfucking city, all of Warren, this whole block, everywhere, knocking on doors. We can't look so motherfucking hard because we're not the police. Bitch, we can't kick doors in. Somebody was on live talking about your kid or your missing niece or your missing child or whatever. You would be here too, trying to clear your name up just like Shannon is. Hello? Like, what is going on? And to the bitch that she was going to beat our ass, bitch, I would love to see you try. Bitch, I will drop the
Trigger warnings.
That ain't what we doing here. That's not what we're doing.
We know you're right, so stop it. Stop. Because we know everything. And to the one you said, the one...
Wait. Wait. When you say we know everything, what is the everything that y'all know?
I'm going to let Shan explain all of that because that's Shan. Nana, like she said, Nana runs a tight ship. The only time I see those kids outside is when they take that trash out. Doors locked by 8:00.
You said the only time you see the...
So he said the only time he see them children go outside is when they take the trash out and the doors be closed by 8:00. So you mean to tell me that she didn't know where Naziah was at? See, every time I have to go back and listen to certain shit that they have said, it just ignites something else inside of me, because for you to run such a tight fucking ship, you don't know where Naziah is at, and then you waited to the next morning, which I've been told it was 12 p.m. on the 10th of January, 2024. You waited. That's insane.
See the kids when they take the trash out.
And when they play in the backyard.
Only time you see the kids is when they take the trash out and when they play in the backyard.
Yes.
Where are you in proximity of the kids to see them other than them taking the trash out and playing in the backyard?
My best friend lives next door, so I be next door, and Nana lives next door to where I be at most of the time.
I hear a lot of nanas. They putting a lot of, every time I hear somebody mention Annette name, it's either Miss Annette, Nana. The little girl Kayla called Annette Miss Annette. He calling her Nana. And then I hear some other people say Annette is still the auntie Annette. I feel like they give this lady a lot of respect that she don't fucking deserve. Why do I keep feeling like they talking about this lady with so much reverence? It pisses me off, knowing that she's a monster that she is, and y'all say how abusive she is, but yet y'all still give her so much respect. That shit is crazy.
Okay, when you say that you only see them when they're taking the trash out or playing in the backyard, what is that saying? That they're always confined into the house? That they're always gone?
That's not.
No, that's what I'm just saying. Well, what was the point of expounding on that? Is what I'm trying to.
No, because y'all are saying that they. How am I supposed to put this? Hold on. It's a lot of. Y'all are saying it's they. I've heard things like they're stuck there. They can't leave the house.
And this guy here does Naziah's hair. He did her hair the day before she went missing. Also, that video of her that we could notice that she was with child was the day before also. Jarvis admitted in interrogation that the last time he seen her, she was getting her hair did.
Do you know Jarvis?
Not personally. I never spoke to that man in my life. I know of him, but I've never been in his presence.
And how don't nobody know Jarvis like that? You best friends with Shannon, but you don't know the nigga she was screwing and got 5 kids with. How sway? And as much as he was all up and through in that house, and she said he like family, y'all me and you a next door neighbor, and you didn't have that many encounters with Jarvis, you didn't see nothing. This bullshit.
I know of him, but I've never spoken to him.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess this is something else that you want to say besides, I guess, rebutting the things that you've seen in the comments in regards to what
I'm good. Nah, I'm passing it to Shan.
She will walk up and down the street. Like, she will walk up and down the street. She can only go so far. She will walk up, down the street. Walk up, back and forth down the street. She never left the house, period, of time. Walk up and down the street. And if my mom call her and to see where she's at and we can't find her or whatever, because she's walking up and down the street, and she will come back and say, I was walking up and down the street, but it's not a long period of time. So, because leaving the house is you going somewhere. Once again, just like I'm saying it, my mom runs a tight ship. Yes, the kids be more in the house because they got the video games and TV. They be outside when they want to go outside. And yes, you will see them, but you will hardly see them because they in the house.
That don't make no sense.
They not stuck in the house. They can go outside. They can go places.
So wait. So is the dude that's there with you? Does he? What's his name? Dave? What was it? That was just on the line before you. Devin. So he stayed there with you? No.
Oh, me? Do I stay there? No, I don't.
I was just wondering because she said that she sees them leaving.
My best friend stays next door, so most of the time I be next door.
Oh, okay. So she sees them leaving the house, walking up and down the street from time to time, and sometimes Mama have to call her and come back. But you said you don't see them doing nothing but taking the trash out and playing in the backyard.
Yeah, but I ain't never seen them walk up and down the street. Me personally, me. She would maybe come next door, see her brother. That's really it.
I feel like they do better off. They would have done better off by not saying nothing at all. Because the moment they open their mouth, it just don't make no damn sense. She run a type ship, but don't nobody know where Naziah is, which I believe is a lie. They know exactly where she is. But and for their sake, they believe that they want to play it crazy and play it stupid. So okay. It's not adding up. He said he was over there all the time, but you never really had no conversations with Jarvis, just like the boyfriend. He says he ain't really had no encounters with Jarvis like that either, but all of a sudden they going out to eat together. Make it make sense. You know? My ears is red. Thing hurt. Trying to go down. You say, so do she run a tight ship or not? Exactly. Y'all know, I really just want to know. I really just want to know. What is Annette really into? That's what I really want to know. Like, I have my feelings on it. My intuition telling me one thing. That big ass refrigerator telling me another thing she got in that diner room with them children. But it's like, I really want to just know. I don't think Annette should be getting off and Jarvis should be the only one being convicted. And somebody know exactly what Annette be doing. What is this plan? Let me make sure I ain't missing nothing. I don't know. It's just crazy, man. And it's the last one. This one is like 9-minute video. Shout out to this content creator. I think it's, I gotta look at it again. Hold on. I think it's MGTV. I think I might be wrong. So they all put on a performance in court. So what it's looking like.
This video with Annette talking to Jarvis. This very well could be the birthday where the incident happened, where they had a family member, a child, visiting for the first time, and old Jarvis touched her inappropriately. And then
that's the same question I be wondering too, especially knowing that shot was only 7 minutes away. Why the fuck didn't they go check that shot for Naziah? That's because the only thing that makes logical sense to me is because they knew exactly where Naziah was at. Why the fuck would you go check the shot? That pisses me off, literally.
In the next clip, check out Naziah just trying to live a normal life. She was into fashion and making her
Travis say, fuck all that. It's voodoo, hoodoo, root work, something. That bitch is crazy, right?
own clothes as well as she could. She was tired of wearing the same thing, she said. But listen at what's being said in the background of everything.
So
So what you do? You just come back, fly in, fly out?
For her birthday.
I missed her birthday. I was trying to get there, but I thought she ain't supposed to be part of the family. You gotta stop.
So, hey y'all. I got this chick, got this thing off of TikTok. I know it's all this stuff, but it just clicked to my mind like, bro. So, what's up, y'all? It's literally nighttime. And I like get my clothes out at night, but this time I will be designing them with some old clothes because I'm tired of wearing the same clothes over and over again. And like today, made me so like, bro, this is a very old shirt. You know what I'm saying? I cut the sides on these, cut the bottom. Made them to some booty shorts. And bro, this might gonna have to be a part two, but let's get straight to it. Got the pants. These some old pants. Yeah. Let me hurry up. Okay, y'all. Part two. I got the pants ready and done, bro. I was wasting all that time. So I don't care how uneven cut it is, but I put the marker line on it, so come back when I'm done cutting it. So I'm done. I have to change my place. So here you go. This is what they look like. And her. And wait, we're not even done. And then,
Yeah, and I wonder if this video was in the summertime because she looked really, really sweaty and hot.
down, like kind of like this. So I'm
And Annette seemed like she wouldn't have no type of AC in her house, air conditioner, central air, nothing.
come back once I'm done. I'm not trying to make a part 3. Okay, y'all, I got them done. Come at the bottom, and then we're gonna cut the sides. Okay, I got both sides done. I'm making them a part 3.
Who supposed to be fixing their hot pocket? I fixed, but I fixed things for this morning.
Oh, he did fix it.
Oh my God.
We got the Billy shirt. I'm about to try it on first, see how it looks. Okay, it fits like a Billy shirt like it's supposed to, so we're only going to cut the. So I'm not trying to make a part 3, and I'm supposed to show you the outfit. So, but cut the bottom, and I'm gonna come back, and then y'all gonna see the results.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you a study because Nana said, make sure
cut the bottom. Don't mind that crackhead. Actually, I cut the bottom and the sides. So the bit is almost done. I'm gonna show y'all. Just give me a minute. Okay. First, you got the socks. I got the white ones though. Then you got that pink and white tie-dye shirt that was designed by me. And now I had the shorts designed by me. Now you got the white piece.
Justice for Naziah. So we could see that Naziah was mostly a normal child, just trying to be normal in a house full of children. And we see that she jumped into fashion because, like she said, she was tired of wearing the same clothes. So as I watched this video, I pictured the text messages and the things that he would say to her. Come outside. Who's up? The basement or the shop? The bathroom? This is a house full of people, and I believe somebody is up at all times. And I also believe that somebody knows where she is. Naziah was a good kid who did nothing without permission. But pay attention to what's going on in the background and check out what Nana had to say.
For her to be late, she has never been late coming home. She's always got permission to do things.
When was the last time that you heard from your granddaughter?
When I dropped her off at school, which was on January the 9th.
Naziah is an 8th grader at Clark Elementary School in Detroit, described as being incredibly sweet and a rule follower. And that tells me when Naziah didn't come home from school on January 9th, she knew immediately something was wrong and reported her missing the next day.
Naziah is a very sweet
I wonder, did they ask her on the news why did she wait until the next day? They didn't find that odd when they was interviewing her that to ask that. He said he know a lot because he seen the video of him with the family eating at Texas Roadhouse. So he seen and heard some stuff. Right. I don't feel like Annette pumped the brakes around certain people. I feel like everybody around her enabled her and know her exactly how she is. She didn't switch up for nobody. She probably became a little nicer depending on what she wanted from them at the time. But I don't believe Annette changed much about herself depending on who was around. And I don't believe certain people didn't see them change on their refrigerator either. If they have a whole video with them children in that laboratory freezer in that dining room, you mean to tell me she hid who she was around certain people? No, the fuck she didn't. She just knew motherfuckers weren't gonna check her, hold her accountable, and she could do and say whatever she pleased, and motherfuckers gonna laugh it off, just like Kenneth ass was doing in that car when she was yelling at them kids or talking to them crazy, and he just like the shit was funny, like it was okay that she talked to children like that, like they people on the street. So yes, justice for Naziah. Say she acting like she lived there, or at least made them think he did. She sounded mad he hadn't been home in a few days. Talk about in and out. It did sound like that. It definitely did. Say, however you spell his name. Yeah, she said, believe me, if anything, Annette got an air conditioner in her room, right? Because it sounded like I heard a fan in that background, and that in the middle of the summertime, a fan ain't it. You need some AC. But I could see her being a selfish, cheap bitch and only having an AC in her room and letting them kids suffer. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. You say the ones that will check are not around her. Yep, the ones that will check her, it's definitely she ain't got around. She get rid of their ass quick the moment they go against her. And that's what I think her kids are afraid to do, because they feel like they can't make it without their mammy. But again, mammy or not, if you disrespect my kids and mistreat my kids, it's off with your motherfucking head. I don't give a damn who you is. You got to go. So this is where we at with it. I'm going to get ready to get up off here, y'all. It's been 3 hours and 40 minutes almost. I'm going to let y'all have a good night. I got to get up and get my kids ready for school because I'm a mother. Okay? And I'll be back to kick it with y'all because this was definitely needed. It's been a few days. And I'm not sure when I'm going to be back, but I'll be back. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Shout out to everybody that's going to catch this replay. You know I love y'all. Okay? Thank you for your support and all of that good stuff. Make sure y'all do the YouTube thing. And as like I always say, be mindful of your thoughts. Your thoughts create your reality, okay? You are the God of your reality. All right? Good morning, good evening, good night, whenever you catch this replay. And I'll catch you later. As Dot say, good morning, everyone. Blessings, Chosen. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and light. And don't forget the darkness. Ashe. All right, bye, y'all. I'm going for real. Y'all ain't about to have me on here talking for another 30 minutes. Bye.